would cancel.
You were hoping.
I was hoping we would cancel.
How was it?
I mean, it was fun for what it was, but like I'm not into the big crowd,
Yeah.
I'm just not into
Town
that
was
shit.
hopping, huh?
The town was nuts. The town was crazy.
Did you go out after?
No, God no.
You didn't?
No.
How was traffic getting in and out? How'd you get there? As I saw you were going, I was like, I want to know how this all worked. How'd you even get in?
We had a driver drop us off. I will say traffic was bad, but I was expecting it to be way worse.
Really?
I'll say that. I was expecting it to be like insanely worse.
How early?
It was bad, but not what I was expecting.
How early would you have to be there to get in?
We went early just so we could hang out
there
and have a good time. Like, I mean, the Super Bowl there's just so much going on. You know what I mean? Like all the shit they have set up outside and everything. There's so much to do before the game. So we got there at like 1. Gave us 2 hours of dicking around, hanging out, getting some drinks, and then watched the game, watched the trophy celebration, and then left. They had it all roped off like a pretty big perimeter where there was no cars allowed. So you had to walk, which I think really helped the traffic because it kind of left it out to more options for surface streets to get in and out.
Yeah.
But they obviously do it for security purposes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift's in town.
Well, what was the process of getting in? What was security like?
Did you super efficient but very secure.
Yeah.
Like the NFL is a machine. They have this shit so figured out and so dialed. They know exactly. Like it was pretty incredible.
So what you're saying is state agencies, if they could run their draws like the NFL, we'd be in a better place?
I mean, if you are a private business, you usually figure out how to be much more efficient and much better at things.
Brady, did you even watch the game?
I was actually editing photos from our Mexico trip during the game.
Yeah, I wondered if you'd even watch.
Yeah, but Super Bowl is not a really interesting thing to me. I was just hanging out all by myself at my house too, so I'm that.
How are you not interested in the Super Bowl?
I
only happens once a year.
I watch it if I like.
There's only been like 58 in the history of ever.
If I have like friends to go to, or do like a little actual thing, then I get more into it. But if it's like I'm just by myself at my house, it's like eh.
The other question I had about being at the game is, you miss out on all the commercials? Do they play the commercials on the Jumbotron or anything?
Yeah, I never thought of that.
So I'm being honest here. I don't like going to big crowd stuff. So I've only been to, my family, we have season tickets on the 50-yard line to the Raiders. I've been to 2 games. We've had them since day one. I've been to 2 games.
Right.
I just don't like the crowd. I don't like being there. I don't
the process.
I don't like that. I'd just rather hang out at my house, my kids, whatever. So, I've been to those 2 games, and it is fairly slow in person because of the TV timeouts.
Right.
You really notice how slow the game is. And I know there's a lot of injuries in football, but you think about your own body and all this stuff. The amount that these guys have to cold start from just dead stops in the game.
Yeah.
I can't believe the injuries aren't worse. And this isn't a normal game, just like a regular season game. Because you notice the TV timeouts and how long and the start, stop, this whole thing. Dude, the Super Bowl, 10 times worse.
Yeah, because at home, I mean, I don't know how long the commercial breaks are, but I mean, it's a major emphasis of the game. I watch as much for the commercials as I do for the actual Super Bowl.
I cannot believe they make those guys. I can't believe the injuries aren't worse. I'm not kidding. The first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Ball kicks off. I watching, and there was a lot of TV timeouts, all this stuff. I remember looking at the clock, and there was 10 minutes left in the first quarter, and I'm like, holy shit. We've been watching for an hour.
Right.
There's 5 minutes off the clock. And we don't get the commercials, so it really drags on.
Yeah.
So in the in the stadium, there was, there's like live, kind of like MC entertainment, right?
Yeah,
so it's
like
not a live band by any means.
Sure.
Actually, I take that back. Cascade was there, the
Yeah,
DJ.
yeah,
He would play some live entertainment during the longer breaks. But there was like an MC that would, talk about the history of the NFL or, the teams or, one of the interviews from one of the players. So it kind of kept you engaged a little bit. But I mean, they obviously need to do something because so many breaks. The TV time and the
Seventh
breaks.
longest game in history. They said.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Not at all surprised because man, those.
I know that from kickoff, from like watching kickoff all the way through to the end when they did like the trophy at the end.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd pretty much just sat there all day. I was like, that was the longest. It seemed like it took forever. And like I had the benefit of like watching commercials. Like I was entertained in between.
Yeah, we did not. I had the benefit of a bar to pass the time.
Did you have a favorite commercial trail?
I'm trying to remember. I'll come back to me. It'll come to me.
Do you want me to go then?
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys will probably guess what my favorite commercial is. When I say it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's a typical Brady thing. Twisters, the movie.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah,
Come on, that's going to be so
remaking
great.
Twisters.
Well, it was Twister, not
Now
Twister.
it's Twisters.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
got it.
we all grew up on that stuff back
Dude,
in
I
the
love
day. That was a
Twister.
great movie for our generation
I love
when I was
Twister.
younger. And now coming back full circle again, another Twister. The less on the end.
Dude, that's
gonna be sick.
good. The Storm Chasers, man.
The other
remember
the other Quiet Place movie. Ooh,
Yeah,
pretty
that one looked
baller.
good.
remember they put the
love that
little
movie.
Quiet Place Day One.
Yeah.
those little digital ball trackers in the tornadoes.
Yeah.
To track. Dude, that movie was
Yeah,
great.
was
remember
remember the cow flying in the end?
Yes.
That's the only thing I really
Yes.
remember from Twisters is the Twister.
It's going to make me
The
not
cow
want to live in
flying through the air.
Kansas, but you know.
I mean, talking to the guy who lived in Kansas when we were in Mexico about the deer they have, I might want to live
You
in
might
Kansas.
want to live there.
I'll deal with the tornadoes.
Are the players doing anything in between to like stay warm?
No, they're not really
They're hanging
allowed
out?
to. Yeah, I mean, I guess like the quarterbacks are throwing, and people are kind of like doing high knees and lunges, and
What about the
I'm
kicker,
not-
man? The kicker's got to be.
The kickers are always doing something.
The guy's the real MVP of the game, right?
Did you see those punts?
yeah.
dude, he had a 60
punts, and then the one to tie it, right? 59-yarder.
Well, and then the punter,
Right.
punter had a 61-yard in the air.
Yeah.
Like the guy didn't even let it bounce. Completely flipped the field. That was
And
unbelievable.
am I understanding the kicker, the guy that hit the 59-yarder, he's Australian? Is that what?
No, that's the punter for
the
the
punter.
punter for the Niners is rugby.
Rugby.
Aussie rules rugby.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
broke
wondered.
the field goal record twice.
Yeah, he went. Well, that's so
for
Moody.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Yeah, Moody kicked the first field goal, which was 54 yards, and he's a rookie or maybe year two, but very young in his career, and he had the longest field goal in history, only for about 10 minutes, and then Bucker is.
I mean, if that guy goes down, you're screwed.
Justin Tucker and Bucker,
Mm-hmm.
like those two guys, you're already Super Bowl contention just having those two kickers. They're
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty incredible. The guy
They're
when
so
the
good.
one guy snapped his Achilles, right? I saw that. Was that an Achilles go out?
Yeah,
Is that something to be said about the
Trey
game so
Greenlaw.
long and he's not warmed
No,
up?
that was a freak. That was a freak accident, and it's real grass. They play on real grass, and
They play in real
and
grass
Allegiant. Yeah,
in
Allegiant.
our
It gets
Yeah, Allegiant.
it gets pulled out in the sun and then brought back in.
Oh, they can do that with the stadium.
It's
wow.
not like a
Learn
retractable
something new
deal.
every day.
Isn't the entire NFL going to real turf, real grass?
I think the players or the NFLPA or they're all lobbying for real grass.
Yeah.
But injuries do happen on real grass too, obviously. And I don't necessarily think that Trey Greenlaw was a cold start because it was like pretty early in the game. It's
I
like
just
pretty
know
early.
from watching soccer, there are players that won't play. Like if they go to a field that is artificial, they won't play certain players
Yeah.
because they're injury prone.
Yeah.
And so there's this big push for real grass, real turf.
Yeah, I mean everyone talks supposedly that Allegiant's playing surface is like second to
Pristine.
none.
Where
It's
are we getting that
perfect.
water?
That's a great question.
I mean, that's just why my thought goes. I live in a desert.
Priorities,
Great
man.
question.
That's why I sparingly shower.
Great question. But man, Vegas is
jokes.
built for that shit though. Like we just swallowed up the Super Bowl like no big deal. It was this town, this city is so perfect for it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was awesome.
From start to finish. I mean, bringing people into town, the options for people to like be entertained prior to going to the Super Bowl,
Just the
after
hotel
the
rooms.
Super Bowl.
Like we actually have enough hotel rooms very
Yeah.
easily.
I was hoping you went down to the strip after the game just to see what it was like.
Man, coming off this Mexico hunt, these Purdue boys, they were in a fraternity, and these Purdue boys did not like going to bed.
No.
And I appreciate it. Right, they're the hunt winners. It's their hunt. It's their experience. Whatever they wanted out of it, we were there for it. Man, we were
I think those Midwesterners go pretty hard in the paint.
Dude. And then team that up with Clay Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Trey, we might have stayed up once till 3 a.m. and then woke up at 5:30.
And went hunting.
And went hunting. And
Yeah, you guys have gone pretty hard. You guys are. When did you get back from Mexico?
Friday.
And
Yeah,
then Super Bowl Sunday.
And then I went to Live Golf on Saturday because Live Golf is here too.
Right.
So I went to Live Golf on Saturday.
I don't know what Live Golf is. I don't golf enough.
I mean,
What's the shtick with Live Golf?
I was extremely disappointed.
Really?
I was so disappointed. Yeah, because like from the outside looking in, right? I'm a sports fan. I do appreciate golf and watch golf.
Mm-hmm.
But all the marketing I've ever seen of Live is, golf but louder and golf differently, and like it's supposedly this hugely different thing, like fighting all the white hair stiffness of the PGA Tour, all this shit, right? So I'm like, oh, it's in Vegas. It's the same weekend as Waste Management in Phoenix, which everybody knows Waste Management in Phoenix is just a giant party, right? Like that's the PGA's version of the party. Well, Liv started doing this one in Vegas to compete with that. Like they're trying to compete with Waste Management. So I have all these high expectations, all this shit. I walk in there, you could hear a fucking pin drop. It was horrible. Like they can't.
People are taking it pretty serious.
They can't serve doubles. Like you're in Vegas and you can't serve a double at a golf tournament. Like it was more stiff than a PGA event. Huh. It was horrible. And the other thing about it too, I was talking to my brother-in-law. It's an exhibition match, right? Like you don't know who's winning because it's a shotgun start, and so like you're trying to watch the two guys at the end. I think it came down to like Rom and somebody else, but you don't know what hole they're on. So like you can't just go watch on 18 to see who wins the last hole.
Gotcha.
Because you don't know what hole they're on. I think they started on like 14 or something, which means they would have ended on 13. So it's really confusing, and the players don't care. Like Dustin Johnson, I watched DeChambeau, John Rahm, and Dustin Johnson play hole 9. Mm-hmm. Dustin Johnson did not take a single practice swing. Like he just walked up to the ball and hit it, like how we would play, right? Because all of his money's guaranteed. Like these guys, they don't care,
right?
You know what I mean? So it just kind of all culminated to like just a shitty experience. It just wasn't cool.
Do you think that's the? I'm curious because I've been listening. I came down to the Vegas shoot, right? The archery shoot. Mm-hmm. I came down to Sunday and watched the final line, which is the final day, which is I think they had 28 shooters, 27 or 28 that shot clean that went into the final line, and. I maybe you have to be into archery to appreciate and be into that whole experience. Mm-hmm. But I've been listening to Bo Junkie Media, the guy Greg Poole. He has a podcast. He's been talking about Live Golf. He's been talking about some of these sports that are kind of pushing Major League Baseball, miking up players on the field,
trying to push the entertainment side of it.
Yeah, do you think that's where it's headed? Like just generally. Like, I mean, more of that aspect of like more content coming from the field, from the players, from the experience.
That's what Live.
It's supposed
to be doing.
It didn't meet your.
But man, if those Saudis are trying to spend that kind of money, like I could be a really good consultant. I won't be cheap, but like man, and I'm who the hell am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like it's so bad. I'm walking through there going like, well, this would be a great idea. Like they could do this different. And that would be awesome. And this is me. Like I'm who the hell am I to know what to do?
You're
but like that's how bad
consumer.
it is. I'm a consumer, but like. Shit, I don't know the ins and outs of all this shit, but like I'm walking through going, if they would just change these couple, that's how bad it is. As a guy like me can walk through there and go like, okay, they're missing this, they're missing that, they could do this. It's like, that's how bad it is.
Gotcha.
It's really shitty.
So you did that Saturday, then went to the Super Bowl Sunday.
And then we went out on Saturday. Saturday was fun.
And then now we're headed to Western Hunt.
And then
tomorrow,
Super Bowl on Sunday.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
And then headed to
Western Hunt. I'm leaving tomorrow too.
Yeah, tomorrow.
After this weekend, if I don't see a glass of alcohol for 6 months, I will be so happy.
You'll have met your quota?
Huh?
You went out after.
Saturday evening it's not family friendly, but I mean, we had a good time.
We have an explicit check on the podcast. So you can go for it.
We went out on Saturday. I mean, the Super Bowl, like when, I had a couple players, a couple friends that were players in the league. In the week leading up to Super Bowls when it all happens. Like Super Bowl Sunday night really isn't a big party night.
Yeah, people are in town prior.
It's only the winning team. And then everyone who's in town for the week of Super Bowl, they all leave Sunday morning and then they all go home and watch the Super Bowl from home. Like, no, only the winning team really goes out on Sunday night. So that's really not a big party night. That's why we just went home. But Saturday, the town was buzzing. Town was on fire on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Cody, you go out?
Did.
Yeah, that's fun.
The Maxim 11 party.
There you go.
That's a
That's a
different
party.
style party than I went to. Yeah, man, it was. I am exhausted.
I bet.
I don't know if
You can be-
my voice is definitely like
Yeah, you can feel it a little
Forced,
bit. Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
7 p.m. bedtime tonight for you.
Oh, earlier, please, earlier.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
I was
so
curious.
It was fun.
How's Mexico?
Oh, tough hunting, but man, it was fun.
Tough hunting. That's definitely like the word for it. Tough
Yeah.
hunting.
It was the hunting was
In terms of numbers,
and
Numbers.
just weather.
rut.
The weather is like,
looked like you guys got rain most days, huh?
and down there, man, that's not a normal, and wind.
Really?
Yeah,
Lots of
wind.
wind.
Coos deer obviously do not like wind because everything's trying to kill them. Like even the crickets on the ground are trying to kill them.
Yeah. The wind's
And,
the worst.
Man, there was 2 different fronts that blew in. So we got there and there was a front blowing in for 2 days. Then we had the rainstorm. Then we had 2 good days and then another front blew in. It was tough, man. The weather.
But even the
Post-rut.
50-year driest it's
Yeah.
ever been thing was hammering it too. Like,
Yeah. It was one of those like there was no rhyme or reason to the rut.
Mm-hmm.
And
No rut?
we tried to time it
None.
from the history we have on the ranch the last couple of years. We tried to time it perfectly and we thought we were. But it was really interesting. Like some bucks were completely broke to shit just because horn growth this year, like horns are pretty fragile. Just the feed wasn't
Porous.
great. Yeah, real
Yeah,
porous.
just didn't
and
put on.
real hollow. you
Yeah,
know?
gotcha.
So a lot of bucks were broke, and then there's other bucks that did not have a chip, nick, like my buck, and like Grant's buck, not a chip, not a nick, not a nothing. They didn't even think about rutting. Like they didn't even. I guarantee they didn't even breed a doe this year.
Do you think the rut already happened then?
I think
I
it
don't
was
know.
super spotty because I just don't think the animals were in great body health. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like I don't think the does were in very good body health to actually support a true, 3-4 week long rut.
Were they
I
hitting
think-
water? Did you guys notice that at all? Did you check cameras?
They
anything like that?
they were before we got there, but then the front blew in and it dumped.
Yeah, once
rain.
there's water on the ground or
It
just any kind of
dumped
puddle
rain.
or anything, they got no
Yeah.
reason to go to a water source.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we would see bucks like kind of just hanging out being bucks, bedded down, and does would come creeping down the mountain. Bucks wouldn't even look over at them. They could tell, like they could smell them, they could see them. Had no care to walk over there and go scent check a doe. Like they had, like the rut either never happened or was maybe just gonna get prolonged further out.
Yeah,
Just
and that makes
randomly was
goose
gonna-
hunting hard.
Yeah, and then Phil Kramer, one of the guys that comes down there with us, just he's a set of eyes and he's a great goose hunter. He's out there. He was trying to find a buck that he had found in December on the sheep hunt he guided down there. That ranch has a couple of sheep tags. We don't get those. That's Phil and Jay's, but they found like a really good buck. I mean, 110 plus, solid, 4 on the right, 3 on the left, just long tine, long beams. And so he went back in there on this trip to go look for it. Found him, and he was rutting the shit out of 2 does, like hardcore rut, and he was sheared off every point from the eyebrows, like every
Just
point.
cleaned them off.
Just cleaned them off. He was broke like half on the. I didn't see this, so he was reporting half of the main beam on the right was gone, and then all the points were sheared off the rest, and then the left, everything was sheared off. So he had an eye guard, and then every point was sheared off from the beam.
He got into it.
Yep, and he was rutting the shit out of the 2 does, but that was the only.
Yeah, so
he's
like,
the
where's
only one that
the other
saw.
rut going on.
I wonder
Something
too,
rut.
it's just like the density of deer. Because it sounds like the density of deer is a little bit lower, right, than you might see in just like general like areas of Arizona, southern Arizona, right?
We are in like big time desert, like super desert. So our coos numbers are not off the charts. Now typically the genetics of the coos down in there are really good.
Yeah.
But the numbers are not like how it would be in the mountains up towards Chihuahua or.
Do you think they get
Nogales
broken up
or-
because they're rutting really hard for does? Competition for does is high.
I think, but then these other bucks had nothing.
Nothing. Like there's
Yeah, the bucks you guys killed all look clean.
Yeah, they're all
look-
clean.
The
No,
one,
but-
yeah, one we
Anthony's,
chipped.
Anthony's buck was rutting. He was with does, and he had broke his beam, and then he had like a double G3 on the right. So he broke the double G3, and then he broke the beam on the left.
so it was just wild over experience because like you would think
You guys hit it
It's
pretty
just
hard.
Oh, hard.
all day,
Hard.
all day behind the glass.
That's what, when they wanted to keep staying up around the campfire,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
They're doing it up right.
I mean, they got 25 hours out of every day down there, that's for sure.
When you see a doe, and then you look everywhere around, like an
Nothing.
entire like miles around there wouldn't be a single buck. Just a doe, just chilling by herself.
Gotcha. How were they for glassing all day?
I didn't get a glass next to him all day because we were off looking for bucks to then like let them know of other bucks instead of just putting all
You're
our eggs in. We're not putting all
fanning out.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're not putting all
we
our eggs in
fanned
one
out. I
basket
had-
with them.
I had them with a guy named Dave Brown, good dude. Coos freak out of Arizona.
Knows
And
what a
then
big
we-
goose is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then and how to find them, where to find them, super knowledgeable. So, and our job was cover country and just try to find bucks because it wasn't easy, you know. So
Yeah.
they would go off in more like kill opportunity
Yeah.
mode, and we would go off and just like cover country, find bucks.
And look at big country,
Big
like
country.
BTX 115.
Yeah.
style
So
country.
we would drive a mile, climb up to a knoll, post up for an hour, glass.
And move.
Drive, post up, glass, drive, post up, glass. And then Anthony's buck on the very first day, we jumped it out of the bottom, like the very bottom. I was going to the very north side of the ranch. It was me, Clay, and Brady. You know, we all got radios down there, so it's the only way you can keep in touch. There's no service at all. And so we're driving.
And I like the radios for security.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
we got
just
some, we got some
Just to stay
cartels.
connected.
You want to stay in touch down there.
Yeah.
You want to stay in touch. We'll just,
Yeah.
just make sure you're in touch. And we were like halfway to the glassing point, and then all of a sudden these deer just blew up like right off the road. I mean, right in front of us, right off the road. I do drive a little fast, and we were driving, those off-road buggies, so it's going pretty
can.
quick. Yeah. So I was coming around a corner. Deer just blew up, and then these two deer ran off to the left, both bucks. And I'm like, oh, that's a shooter, like no question. So Clay, I left Brady and Clay to try to re-find him because he kind of buried off into the bush. And then Eagle Eyes Brady just picked him up in no time.
With
And
the BTX though, that's like the only way I found them. But
Really?
it was tight. But like the way they were on this little ridge line, I don't know, for whatever reason, the BTX with double eyes. Yeah, I might have been able to find them with my 16s,
Yeah.
my stabilized 16s, but like BTX helped a lot because I was
Yeah.
able to pick up that movement quickly. And literally after I picked them up, not kidding you, maybe 3 to 5 minutes they bedded. And if we
Which
didn't pick
you
them up,
would
if we
never
didn't pick
found
them up that quick, we would have never found them. Because once they bedded, they were impossible to see. Like you could just see
Yeah,
the one.
badass
You
bed.
could literally see the
It's a
one's
cool
nose.
bed, man. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's what?
The bed he had was
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
so
rock
sick.
overhang with a dead swirl in front of him.
Those are the best.
Yeah,
It
dug
was
out.
like, dude, he had, I don't even know how many times he had better there. But
I
anyways,
love those, man.
Do you ever look at those beds and wonder
for
if like
sure.
if like that's the only buck that's ever been there, or if it's a historical
Oh,
thing last like
historical.
Were other
10,
bucks,
15.
yeah.
So like even if you kill out that buck who's hanging out there,
Oh, yeah.
could you potentially in the next couple of years hunt
Shoot
that general
another one
area
out of it.
and shoot another one out of that bed?
I can think of one particular. I always think about that. It's there's this big boulder, like the size of a Volkswagen. It's a big old, boulder out kind of in the middle of this basin, and I ended up shooting at a buck with a muzzleloader. This has been probably 10 years ago, but I remember climbing because I watched him go in underneath this boulder and just kind of disappear. And I watched the boulder, nothing, one side or the other. Made my stalk, came in around above him, and I snuck down on him. And when I could see that boulder, the only thing I could see is like the top, maybe 2 inches of his tines. And I ended up missing that buck, but I walked down to the bed after, and it was,
Doug.
dug. And just sand in the bottom of it. 2 feet deep, where he could essentially just dive right into it. All you could see is like maybe the top 2 or 3 inches of his, top tines. So that's got to be historical. That's got to be bucks.
I
Just
Or do you
would
think
agree.
that's just a super
no way.
tight deer? Is like I just want to dig this out.
I
and
always
he
go
spent
back-
his whole life digging it out himself.
Yeah, I've gone back and checked it. I've seen other deer like bedded in and around it, and I've probably missed some deer that have bedded in it. But
I guarantee deer use the same
Gotta
thing.
be.
Multiple deer,
big old
multiple
shady
generations of deer.
dugout bed.
Yeah, I would agree.
I love those. Those are awesome.
Because in Mexico, there's no ground without rock on top of
Yeah,
it.
rocks
Like, none.
Right.
everywhere.
And shit, those shitty little pointed rolly rocks. This bed was just pure dust. Like it had been dug
awesome.
and dug and dug.
So you shoot him out of the bed?
No,
He
he
just
stood. stood and walked
They're too
out.
small to shoot out of bed.
Did you wait for him to stand?
Yeah.
Or did you get him up?
No, we waited.
No, we
Oh,
waited.
I'd rather
It's
wait.
a great thing about coos deer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they bed for longer than 2 hours, like that's a miracle.
Yeah,
you know.
they got to get up.
I think he stood in like an hour 20.
Mm-hmm.
He stood. But we were so far north, I couldn't get service on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to bomb clear back around this. It's the biggest peak on the ranch.
You just left Brady there?
Yeah, Brady and Clay,
Mm-hmm.
and Brady dug him up, and I bombed around to get up on this ridge, and I started calling on the radio to get Dave and the boys, and got a hold of them, and then Brady is like, "Yep, I got him bedded." I'm like, "Holy shit, dude, this is gonna be good."
Did you glass him bedded or did you glass
No,
him
he's
on,
right
on the
before he bedded.
On the
gotcha.
ridge, yeah, because we had just bumped him, and that's why after we bumped him, Clay and I hauled ass up on top of another mountain on the opposite side so we could then look back across to where they were at.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, the time Lorenzo dropped us off was that I need to run and get radio service. And by the time we got up to where we could put eyes on him, like, I turned him up within 3 minutes of us being up at the top there. And, like, or I turned him up really quickly. Then 3 minutes after I turned him up, they bedded.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, everything, we said in the podcast, we kept saying, like, everything happened for a reason on this hunt.
It really did.
It was very true.
Every
Like,
buck we had bedded, all of our bucks were bedded except for Brady's mule deer. All of our coos bucks were bedded, and we all sat up on them, like waiting for him to stand. And we're like, okay, they need to go left. If they go left or right, whatever it was. And every time, all three, even Brent's buck, all 4 times when they stood, they walked exactly where we wanted them to.
it
All 4
never
times.
happens.
When
that
does
way.
that happen?
They always go the
Never.
opposite way. Like,
Yeah, or they don't stand at all.
don't stand at all. Yeah. And I was even telling Anthony, like, they might not stand.
Yeah, biggest coos I ever had a chance at did that. I mean, bedded probably 2.5, 3 hours before dark. I was within 300 yards waiting for him to stand up. He just never stood up.
Coos?
Yeah. It got completely
Was
dark on me.
that with me?
No, it was, I picked up a leftover tag in southern Arizona. And
When they
drove
bed
down.
towards the night like that, they won't stand. But mid-morning,
mid-morning.
they're going to stand up every 2
Yeah.
hours mid-morning. Like if they bed at 10, they'll be up at noon. If they bed at noon, they'll be up at 2.
Yeah.
I've had mule deer do that before, where I was literally on a buck with a gun. All I could see was his
That's
head.
how this was.
And I was like, he's going to get up. It's coming to the evening. He's going to get up. I'm on the gun. Like, all you have to do is stand, and I'm going to press this thing.
310
Never-
yards. I waited for this buck for 3 hours, three and a
Yeah.
half hours. And in the meantime, he was a 100-inch buck because my buddy went back in and killed a buck. It was probably the same buck next year, and he was like 107. But he was probably a 100-inch buck. And in the meantime, another buck came over through the saddle above him. It was probably like a mid-90s buck. And I was like, nope, not shooting him because this buck's bedded here.
bedded,
I'm
yeah.
like, there's no chance he doesn't get up before dark. And he never got up.
Did
Like
you
I
ever
waited.
yell or anything?
No, man. I was just like, he'll get up, you know? And then I'm like waiting.
So Clay Bundy,
Mm-hmm.
the legend Clay Bundy, like he might be. I don't think he's definitely not under the radar, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, but like he's kind of under the radar as far as like kind of national recognition or whatever you want to call it, or however you want to look at that. But man, he is like the legend of all legends. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he is as
definitely
good as
well
it
known
gets.
when it comes to deer for sure.
He will not let a deer bed. Like if he has a deer bedded, he will scream, he will yell, he will do everything to get that buck to stand up.
Yeah.
He refuses to let a buck stand up on his own. After all the years on the strip, all these deer that are bedded in the junipers, all this stuff. Like when we were down there in January, when I was down there on the early trip in January with Ryan Bader, Bundy comes on that trip with us. He just likes to go down to Mexico. Him and Parker Fales, just the greatest guys on planet Earth. And we had Bader's coos bedded, and he just starts yelling and yelling and yelling. You can see their head like whipping around, so you can tell when they're getting a little bit antsy, and then he'll kind of back off.
Yeah.
And then he'll let them stand so they don't like just completely bust. Like
Yeah.
he's got this whole. He's
That
got
was,
this whole
that
thing
was
figured
the
out.
first time I'd ever hunted coos deer. I was by myself, and I had 2 other guys that were like further up the drainage. I just was like, yeah, he'll stand. I mean, every deer I've ever hunted, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not going to stay bedded till dark. Like it'll get kind of that dusky,
Yeah.
and he'll stand up. And he just never did.
yeah. Bundy's I've hunted with him for 2 straight years in January now.
Yeah.
I have learned so many little tips and things, and yeah, like
I think that's the bow hunter in me, right? Like I
quiet,
never get him up, man. Like
he'll get very aggressive with making noise and yelling if it's been more than 2 hours. Because he said every deer that he's ever jumped out of a bed in the first couple hours or after 2 hours, he's like not worried at all because they'll run 20 to 50 yards and then stop and take a piss. It's like every time. It's like clockwork.
gotta go. They're like me. getting old.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Oh, we know Trail.
Yeah.
And
You guys did a podcast when you were down there, right?
Yeah.
Recap, and we'll do that. We had a camera guy.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a
that's
Go On
gonna
original.
go. I'm not sure when that'll go live. Way later.
Yeah, it'll be later in the year, but we'll do a recap, right?
Yep. We have a full recap.
Right on. Well, I'm glad you guys made it back.
I am too.
And then I guess we're getting ready to go to Hunt Expo. I kind of already mentioned that. I've had a lot of people ask me if we're gonna have a booth.
Yeah,
I got
saw
one-
comments yesterday on our
You got
video.
one more?
I got one funny story about Mexico that we didn't tell on the podcast that
Tell it.
I
Let's hear
thought
it.
was funny. I've been thinking about it. So Phil's been going down to Mexico for 29 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's my American ranch manager, right? Like he's my white ranch manager. So he's been going down there for 29 years. And a couple years ago, he was telling us a story. He's only had one bad experience down there. And he went to this ranch, and obviously he was in a bad spot, come to find out. He didn't really think about it. What did he say this was, like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
Fairly recent. And he was in not the best town. And he said he was trying to get out of this ranch, and there was a bunch of white Dodge pickups with completely blacked out windows that were kind of blocking the roads as he was going through. He said it was really unnerving and, didn't really know what was going on. And then he was speeding and got arrested because he was speeding. They took him to jail. He had to do this whole thing where he's bribing them. Well, then it was like midnight, and he was still in the town you're not supposed to be in. You're just not supposed to be on the roads at all at night, right? That's what I said on the last podcast. All this shit happens. And so he's telling us this story the last night we were there. We're like, holy shit, dude. Well, like you're nuts to be down here by yourself, going to check out ranches by yourself, right? Like, and he goes, yeah, that's why they call me the crazy gringo. We're all kind of laughing about it. Well, we're driving home the next day. We're on the highway the next day, and we get like halfway to the border, and then all of a sudden there is a line of white Dodge pickups, completely blacked out windows.
Front
There's-
windshield even too.
There's probably like 7 of them. 10 sounds like too much, but there was a lot of them.
Behind you?
No,
No.
coming the opposite way as us, so we could see them in the distance. You could just see a stacked line of white Dodge pickups, just blacked out windows, front windshield, everything. So we're driving, and I'm like, well, that looks familiar,
Yeah.
We're driving, and we just obviously we just go right by them. It's midday, no big deal. Like it really wasn't a big deal at all. But then I get on the radio, and I'm like, hey Phil, you yours up there? It's like, no shit, I'm good out here. It doesn't bother me here. It's just in those towns. But I'm
Yeah.
like,
The funny thing though is we were thinking that in my vehicle. I said that to Anthony and Grant and Luke. I was like, dude, that looked kind of like cartel. Like,
yeah. Well, Phil
we all
told
thought it.
Phil told us it's the white Dodges with the blacked out windows,
Wow.
And then it was like,
and here they came.
Yikes.
wasn't it like 10 miles later we saw the other military rig with the guy who had like a fully automatic
Yeah.
weapon standing up on top, aiming
Yep.
over the hood.
Correct.
That's always the one that
Yeah.
freaks me out.
You don't
Well, those
know.
are the safe ones. Those are the good
Yeah,
ones.
I know, but even if you go to like Puerto Vallarta or any, you know,
they're just cruising
yeah,
around
they're
in the
just
back of the
cruising around
trucks,
town
yeah.
with a guy in the back of a
With the
truck
50
with a
cal?
machine gun. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait, what?
What I also did right when I got back is I re-signed back up for a Netflix subscription, the cheapest one. So I have ads, which I hate ads, but
Yeah.
I'm a cheap ass. Just so I can watch Narcos Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's one of the best areas.
better now that you've been
I've,
there, huh?
I've watched it
Yeah.
twice. It's so good.
Yeah.
That
Well,
whole
go to-
series is
Go
phenomenal.
to Mexico, drive to the ranch in Mexico,
Yeah,
and then
drive
go
to
watch
it and then watch it and
they
then learn
can't
all
put-
the other places that they were at. And there's like, ooh,
yeah,
ouch.
They couldn't
I was
put those
down there.
out often enough. I'd watch every one of those. Those are so fascinating.
they are the best.
And that Mexico series is the best one of
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, they have the
Have you
Narcos.
watched the other ones?
Yeah, I watched the other one too.
Bro, I've been watched those. Those are the best.
So now I have to pay for freaking another subscription service for a little bit. Just gonna watch it and get off.
Yeah. Anyways, I remember we forgot to tell that it was pretty,
Yeah.
it was a thing on the way back.
Those guys from Indiana, were they like, what?
They were cool with it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Except that we did do a lot of stuff. I was like, not to scare you guys, but this recently happened down in Mexico, or
Yeah.
not to scare you guys, but this. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
so it can happen.
Sounds like a good trip.
It was a
That was
blast.
awesome.
Yeah,
We got
I'm
real
jealous.
lucky with the hunt winners, man. They were,
So
you run
amazing.
a risk. You run a risk giving away a hunt, right? It's like there are a lot of different personalities out there in the
Yeah.
world.
Probably not as much as you would in like maybe other demographics of the world.
No,
Yeah.
hunters are kin in some way.
Yeah, generally pretty
Yeah,
kindred
yeah.
souls.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
but man, they fit right in like a damn leather glove. Like
That's
it was
fun.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
soaked up everything like a sponge, super passionate, had a lot of drive. Like I said, willing to stay up all night, and then they beat you to breakfast the next day.
Yeah, I
Like we were at breakfast like 5:15, 5 in the morning.
I know they beat you to breakfast.
Brady did good in the morning.
I was
man.
really good.
Brady got up and got rolling.
Brady did good in the
That's a
morning.
hunting trip. Hunting trip's different than my normal life.
I know.
I will say Brady took a 2.5 hour nap one day. That next day after that,
yeah.
I was so jealous because Brady can just knock, like he's just gone to the world. And I'm watching him just sleep, and I'm like, fuck.
Brady
I wish
can-
I could.
Was
do
the
that.
day was the
sleep
day we were
alone.
laying side by side on that rock?
No,
That's
no.
a different
You
day.
got a good nap. I got a good nap in that day too,
Yeah.
which is fairly rare for me.
Yeah.
A great nap though.
But that was funny. That was the only flat spot, and we're just like shoulder to shoulder, just laying there, right next to each other. Just only
Like
flat.
a twin bed.
Yeah,
Big spoon, little spoon.
Yeah, man.
Brady's big spoon.
it was.
Always. He's got long enough legs. My
Yeah.
legs are too short for that.
You guys all ready for the expo?
No.
We have a lot of podcasts lined up for the expo. We have some good ones actually.
Yeah, really good
I'm
guests.
excited. I'm looking forward to talking to some of the guests, so it'll be fun. I was gonna just note real quick, maybe Lorenzo can give us a talking point, answer some of the questions. But people have asked like why we don't have a booth, and I think this will come out to what is today? Tuesday.
This will
come
come
out
out
in 2
Thursday.
days. Yeah, till Thursday, kind of the first day of the expo. But I just wanted to run through, just answer the question, why don't we have a booth?
Yeah, so there's a couple talking points there. So the first one is there was this thing in the world that happened that everybody likes to act like didn't happen, and everybody who was on one side of it tends to shy away from and doesn't want to acknowledge exactly the forcefulness that was put on everybody, where the entire world shut down, even though the better half of the world didn't want us to. Anyways, it did, and it put some pressure on like all these live event things, and we decided that we were just you kind of looked at like the broader landscape of Vegas is a huge convention town, and you look at the broader landscape, and we talked to a lot of businesses and companies that are way bigger than us and way bigger industries, and they ended up pulling out of some of these conventions here in Vegas, and they were talking about how they didn't see any downtick. They didn't anything, and it actually was better for a lot of different reasons. So we decided, we're like, man, we should really look into that, and so we did, and first of all, the 2021 season, it was not easy. Like there was so many protocols and all this shit to jump through, and I've seen comments on the podcast. It's not hard to pick up on my mindset, but I'm like, yeah, that's bullshit. I'm not doing that. Like I'm not jumping through hoops I like the freedom, I'm not doing that. So 2021, we just because of protocol and kind of what you had to do to go, I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. So we didn't go in 2021. But that's like on the front end of it, where like it kind of happened naturally because of 2020 and the world shut down. But then post that, my mental thought is, I am genuinely a consumer in the hunting industry. Like we're not just a business. Like all of us are consumers. And it's been 8 years since I've been to that show, which is my favorite show as a consumer, right?
Yeah.
Like we've had to work it. All of us have. And I took it as an opportunity in 2021 to go back as a consumer and see it from a different lens. Like go see what is new, go see what is changing, go see what is kind of like the current events, so to speak, of the industry. And man, I thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah, it is fun, man.
being a consumer.
It's fun to have the freedom to. If I look at our podcast schedule, we got one every morning. We've got one maybe mid-afternoon, but we've essentially got maybe a few hours every day, and then
Yeah.
a big bulk of Saturday itself to just walk around and be a consumer.
It's so fun. It's so nice. And then the other side of that too is, look, we're an online business, right? We're not there with any soft goods or hard goods, and people touch, feel, and the majority of the brands that we sell for, like they're all there anyways, right? So it's kind of like dual efforts. So anyways, it kind of uncovered a lot of efficiencies and all these things. And look, selfishly, I get to enjoy the show as a consumer now. Honestly, that's a huge part of
Yeah.
it, is now I get to enjoy it as a consumer.
That show has grown a ton.
A
And
ton.
I know that from when we first started going to it, we would have the insider product set up on computers.
Yeah.
And to me, at least, working the booth, it felt like I had time to demo
Yeah.
The Insider, and I had the product live, and I could run a person through a demo. We could look at draws, we could look at application strategy articles, we could look at filtering, and like I could spend time with people, and it didn't feel like I was like too rushed.
Yeah.
And I know that the last time that we did that, and we had our computers and set up and we could demo the Insider product itself. I felt just haggard. Like it felt like I couldn't touch even a fraction of the amount of people that I wanted to, to give them a demo, to walk them through the product. It just is it's a product that is hard to show to a massive amount of people on a large scale, unless you're doing it like on a screen, in like a seminar or something.
And in that setting too.
In that setting, it's
people,
a hard.
Like I said, I'm genuinely a consumer of that show.
Yeah.
I'm there to be entertained. I'm there for the energy. I'm there to like.
Yeah.
And then you go sit in front of a computer screen, and it's like, dude, it's tough. Like the vibe of our product doesn't match the vibe of that show. So there's always this weird disconnect.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's a hard product show.
It really exposed by we were forced to do it in 2020, 2021. And then beyond that, we just started looking at it differently. And we're like, you know what? We're probably better off there just being a part of the industry and not to sell something to the industry.
Yeah.
Let's just go be a part of it.
I've had a lot of people ask, "Hey, are you going to be there?" So I wanted to just touch on that. We will be there. There'll be some,
Absolutely.
we'll all three be there. There'll be a few of us floating around. And if you wanted to stop by and say hi, grab us by the arm and say, "What's up?"
Absolutely.
We'll be walking the
Yeah.
floor. We're going to be stopping at some booths, hanging out. And then we're stopping at Howell
Yeah.
Yep.
for wildlife. I'm going to hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah. And if
say
you got
hi.
questions, don't hesitate to grab one of us and say, hey.
Yeah. Sorry that was a long answer, but it's
No,
kind
it's
of
a good
a
answer. And
kind
I
of a
just,
long process of what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't have asked other than I just had people asking, and I thought it'd be better we'll just throw it out here to
for
most
sure.
people who might be wondering, so you can not slide into Brady's DMs, unless you're of the female variety. You can slide
Then
into
you
Brady's.
can let it.
Yes, then
Yeah.
we can.
We should hit promo before we get going. We're gonna do.
40 minutes in.
Are we
Perfect.
40? That's the perfect time to hit promo, actually. I was planning this out today on the drive down. I'm like, you know what? 41 minutes. That's the
Are
mark.
we ever going to hit like that 10-minute
No.
mark? That we're
We've
not
hit
to?
it. We've hit it. Yeah. Yeah, we have. Last
When?
podcast, I think the Boo podcast, I think we hit it like 8 minutes deep, maybe. Maybe. I might be lying.
I think it's because we're just all three long-winded.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
probably what it is.
We'll hit promo.
And then with guests, it's always hard too.
So use the promo code podcast. Sign up for a GOHUNT Insider account. Do your research so that you can draw a tag or buy a tag and go hunting this fall. We still have a ton of draws coming up. That's one thing. Like a lot of the draws have been kind of pushed back. I was looking at the calendar the other day. You've got Utah that was pushed back. You still got a lot of draws, including Colorado, Wyoming, deer, antelope. What else? New Mexico. You got a bunch coming up still.
Nevada.
Nevada?
Everything. Montana.
All of them.
Yeah, all of
basically,
them.
pretty much.
All of
Yeah,
them trail.
a lot.
Yeah,
There's a
We're
lot.
not even. We're not
Yeah,
even,
really, the only three that we're even through is Wyoming elk and Arizona antelope and elk. And that's
Yeah,
it. Everything,
basically, yeah.
everything else is good, still yet to come. So use that promo code podcast. Sign up for a Go Hunt Insider account. We're going to give you 50 points, which is $50 back to the Go Hunt Gear Shop. It's like buying season. Also, I find myself cruising the shop more
lot.
frequently.
Have you bought any gear lately?
I haven't bought any gear. I've been trying to lay off a little bit.
What?
Responsible.
Yeah, I've been trying to lay off a smidge.
Trail.
Yeah, I know.
The more gear you have means you're a more successful hunter.
I've been waiting for arrows and stuff to come in stock, just starting to, tinker more with the bows and whatnot. So I've been waiting for some of those to come in. But yeah, I've been pretty good. I'm growing
proud
up
of you.
finally. I'm growing up.
Proud of you.
I'm taking the Brady Miller approach and just
I'm gonna
keeping my money tight.
I'm gonna need you to consult me on how to do that. It'd be great.
It's my damn kids, man. I'm telling you what.
Oh.
I thought they were expensive as young. They get teenagers, it's like just flies out. Phew. Everybody's in my pockets.
Sounds great. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
wait. Yeah, can't wait. Anyway, yeah, use that promo code podcast. Sign up for an insider account. We have a President's Day sale coming up. I
Yeah,
should
we
hit.
do have that coming up.
So if you're looking at buying gear in the gear shop and you've been kind of, looking at some items, we'll be having a President's Day sale coming up, including Mystery Ranch packs, some of the older stock. I guess I don't know, previous years, I guess. So that Guidelight MT
Yeah,
frame,
yeah.
Sawtooth, Beartooth. If you're looking for a backpack, those are going to be on sale. So
Beartooth is still one of my absolute go-tos.
do you know that's you got the new packs from them, the new Metcalf series, which is a great. It's a really solid update in my opinion to the frame of that bag, and the bag I think is a nice update. But in terms of like just organization, it's really tough to beat the Sawtooth or the Beartooth.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love the way that thing opens. I was tinkering with it last week when I was down here, and yeah, just that fold out kind of a duffel style makes it really easy to get to. So
It's an awesome day pack. I love that.
nice, yeah. Sawtooth's a really, really nice day bag.
Yeah.
Anyway, so check that out. I guess the rest of the podcast, we're going to dive deep into Brady and my hunt that we did in West Texas.
Ramtown, USA.
Ramtown.
I am so jealous, man.
Ramtown. We're going to talk a little bit of Barbary sheep.
Aoudad.
I'm going.
Aoudad.
I am going.
I like the name
I mean,
Aoudad better than Barbary. But
You guys put it. You put it in my soul.
We
I'm
did?
going. Yes. Because obviously, I watched it to approve it and kind of earmark things and all that. Right? We gotta
Notes.
before we put it out. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, man, I really should do this. And by the end of it, it's like, yep, fuck, I'm doing it.
Best is yet to come.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
doing it.
it's a second episode. So the first episode just dropped yesterday
on a Monday.
on a Monday. And the second episode is even better for seeing big rams.
Why is it even better, Trail?
I think it's better because you get to see big rams go down.
I mean, it's better.
I think it's. I
The
think.
second episode is better.
I think it's better. I want to drop a full, leak the story, but Trail asked to use my gun, which I thought was the coolest thing ever.
I did.
Trail picks up the old long gun, instead of puts his bow down. What happens when you take a bow to a gunfight? You just leave the bow.
I mean, it's the interactions between you two over the gun in the shooting is just it's second.
and Trail
Man,
makes
it's
fun
so
of me.
good. It's
Can't
so
wait
good.
for that one.
That's what I wish we could have captured more of. But we should say, I guess we'll go back and give some background, some history to how this all came to be. And, we can talk Aoudad. But that was one of my favorite. And Brady and I self-filmed this. We should.
yeah. If you're
It honestly ended up
watching-
really good.
I saw the comments. People was like, "Dude, I love GoHunt original films." Like, this is not a GoHunt original in a sense. This
You
is
guys did a phenomenal job. Honestly,
don't-
like I'm not just blowing
What
smoke
did
here.
Brady
You
say
guys
to me
did a
last night
phenomenal
via
job.
text message? Do you remember? Brady said that's the most you've touched a camera in the last like 8 years.
And it wasn't very much, but it was.
It wasn't
a lot.
very much, but I said I left that camera satisfied. I
Yeah, we
touched
do
it.
need a better camera.
You guys did a
I
good
do.
job.
I do think
man.
we need a better camera for that self filming.
Yeah, so we did self-film it. So but going back and watching it, that was one part of it I wished we'd have captured more of or been able to include more of because it was a really fun hunt, just in a bunch
The
of buddies
dynamic
hanging
of the
out.
people there too made it really
For
fun.
sure.
That's what I wanted. Like you said, wanted to capture more of that.
Yeah.
So we're learning ourselves on how to self film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Luke Duesenberry or a Mather, when it comes to video
No.
work.
You're not seeing shots. You're much more than I am.
I'm a photo guy though.
The extent of my camera work is like I'll turn this on and just
See what happens.
record
I
everything
think that's
and hopefully something
what
happens.
I might have
right?
done. Turned it on, like, all right, Trail. So
Yeah.
we're recording.
Yeah, record this. So give us some history, Brady, on how that happened. Like how that hunt come to be?
Well, how long have we known Sloan?
I was thinking about that on the drive down
We've known
today.
Sloan for a long, long time.
I think I met Sloan at Archery Trade Association when he was working for Yeti.
Yep.
I think that's where I met him, and it's probably been
Yeah,
6 years ago.
Sloan's an OG of the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we've both known Sloan forever. You might have known him a little bit longer than I have.
Yeah.
But he's always been a homie. We always catch up with him every single year. We always talk randomly in text messages. It's like having one of those best friends who doesn't live in the same town as you, but you wish you did because
Every
you
time
knew,
you see him, you're best friends.
yeah, because you knew you'd just be hanging out all the time. That's Sloan.
Sloan's a guy that everybody likes him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say a bad word about Sloan. Everybody really likes him. He's just a cool guy.
I love his Instagram when he does his little Sloaner jams.
Sloaner jams.
Yeah.
Little
Good
edits
dude.
he does. Yeah, he's super talented. So we were just talking for the longest time about we got to do a hunt together.
Mm-hmm.
And we just never were able to really put it together for a lot of years. And finally this year came up, and I don't know who pitched the aoudad idea, but I think he did. Like, let's go aoudad hunting. Let's go to Texas and do something cool. And go with Mr. Stephen West,
Yeah,
the legend himself.
Yeah, we did that. Born Primitive was nice enough to invite us to do that. They were kind of launching their outdoor line, their hunting gear, right?
And
So
Sloan was involved with Born Primitive, right?
Sloan's-
That's
yeah,
how you guys.
Sloan was involved with Born Primitive, and that's how that whole thing kind of came to be. And he basically did all the legwork. We did the easy part. He put the hunt together. I think he knew Steven.
Yep.
Yeah, so Stephen West. I think he knew him and kind of had it lined out, knew that it was a good piece of property and a good opportunity, and he kind of put the whole thing together.
Yep, very well managed property.
Yeah.
And like, this is not a high fence place. This is not a ride around in your truck type audit hunt, which I'm not
No, you
knocking.
guys backpacked it.
Which I'm not knocking any of those styles. Like, sure, they're there for reasons. But yeah, we backpacked it, which I really wanted. I think you'll see in this second episode where it's like, this is the hunting opportunity I wanted for aoudad. Like, I love backpack hunting.
Yeah.
And to be able to do it in Texas,
I
be able to do it in the desert, 90 degrees.
I think a
Tough.
lot of people have preconceived notions about Texas, right? It's like, yeah, there is. Look, Texas is it's a candy store, right? It's like there's a flavor for everything, right? Like, honestly, Texas has it all, literally. Like, if you want to backcountry hunt, there are opportunities in Texas to go backcountry hunting. Absolutely. If you want to go high fence and shoot a giraffe, I don't know, something weird. I mean, shit, there's that too. Like Texas, it's kind of weird that it has such a preconceived, like, oh, it's nothing but giraffes and zebras. It's like, no, there's some still really wild free range country. And aoudad were imported there. What, 1950?
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading about it today, actually. And again, I mean, I believe everything I read on the internet, right?
Of course.
Anyway, but basically it said like people coming back, soldiers coming back from World War II. I guess some had been stationed in Africa, spent some time in Africa, had seen these animals and kind of recognized them as a really cool animal and an opportunity. And you thought, hey, let's bring them over. Let's bring them to Texas and see if we can
And they
put a hunting population together.
and the original herd that was brought over and put together is all free range.
Yeah.
It's all free range aoudad.
I also read today that I don't know how true it is, again, the internet, right? But it sounds like maybe native populations aren't doing as well in Africa where they're
No,
ranged.
that's true.
But they're doing really
They're
well in
doing
Texas.
phenomenal in Texas.
Really well. Really well in New Mexico as well.
Yeah.
That was for me. Like I'd drawn the tag in New Mexico and I'd gone down and I'd hunted in January and I did see some rams, but just I didn't see like that, the ram that you want to see, right? And I'd missed a ram actually, probably like a 26 incher with a rifle at like 80 yards.
This is too close.
Yeah. I shot it. Yeah. I'm such an expert with a rifle that I was like, oh, I can just rest my rifle on this top wire of this fence right here. That'd be pretty.
It'd be perfect.
That'd be
Great
perfect,
rest.
right? Yeah, great rest. Anyway,
Yeah.
missed it.
It's not going to move at all.
Shot
in
over the
bounds.
top of it. Like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, terrible. It was like a 26 inch ram, maybe. But then spent the rest of the time that week hunting, and I ended up killing a ewe on the last day I was down there. But like the environment, that type of the topography, and just just rugged desert, and then the animal itself, I think, is such a cool animal.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with aoudad.
They're
just
awesome.
fascinated by them.
They're awesome.
I've never hunted, like a bighorn sheep species, so I can't really say.
It's
But
the same. It's the same.
We've joked. Are you going to say it, Trail? What we've joked about?
I'm gonna say like I'm kind of more fascinated with aoudad than I am with bighorn sheep of any kind, to be honest.
I mean,
I don't know if and again, it's probably because I've never hunted bighorn sheep. I'm sure if I got like a true Dall sheep hunt or a true, Rocky Mountain bighorn or stone, I would be fascinated by them, probably equally or more so. But right now, I'm like on the ground, a big aoudad. It is such an impressive animal.
they're much bigger. I have been extremely fortunate, thanks to the great state of New Mexico and their phenomenal draw system.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Especially 10 years ago, that I was able to draw a bighorn sheep tag and go kill one. And I have hunted the free range aoudads in Texas. A while, even though it was a while back, but it still just stands out in my mind because it's such a great hunt. It is very similar, like country hunt style, tactics, but animal behavior, very, very similar. Aoudad are much bigger.
I'm talking like the actual horn on their head.
The horn-
is
the
horn looks more impressive to me.
Impressive.
Like if you gave,
Well, just their body size is like wildly
And
bigger.
you get the chaps.
yep.
Yeah, the shaps are
You
cool.
get the beard.
Yeah, the shaps are really cool.
Like just pure aesthetic of the animal. I think they're incredible.
beard.
even where
They
they
got
kinda,
the little goatee
Yeah.
beard too. Yeah.
even kind of stuff they're living into. Yeah, like you can have deserts and caves and stuff like that, but like these aoudad just are in the caves, big groups. They're kind of a lot of eyes. They look cool, majestic when they're standing up there in the wind, and that beard is going back
Yeah.
and forth. The
They're pretty
chaps.
cool, man.
Like
They're
you see like a smaller ram, you're like, that's a big ram, and all of a sudden you see like a
big
true
ram.
giant. And you're
That's
like,
all filled out in the chest.
Yeah.
You look at the body size, you look
Yeah.
at the horns, they get like a little different color to them. I'm like, yeah, that's way more impressive.
They
than
get
desert.
that. They get that chest pop when they hit full maturity. They get that
Do you
Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
chest cavity. You know,
Do they have the tat down the back too, the sword?
yeah,
The
yep. They
chest,
got
the
the sword,
chest,
the whole
yeah.
thing.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Do you think you'd still be excited about aoudad if it were limited as a desert, or is it because you're excited because you could potentially go back and hunt them down the road a lot easier than you could a desert?
I don't think it has anything to do with opportunity.
Not opportunity? Doesn't just like
I
the
don't.
animal itself?
I'm talking purely like objectively looking at that animal. I think it is one of the coolest animals.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way about antelope, and I've said that before.
That's
but
how I feel about
But
it.
an antelope, like you see an antelope, the sun's coming up, and just the colors, the orange, the white, the black
The
horns.
alien head.
Yeah, black eyes. Aesthetically, they're just a really cool animal, and I kind of feel the same way about aoudad. I just think they are a really cool looking animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like short little legs, big feet, big giant chest, and just big sweep back horns. They're just a cool animal.
So what do you think about the term on aoudad or Barbary sheep is a poor man's sheep hunt?
I mean, I'm okay with it.
You are?
I mean, whose deer is
I don't know
poor
if
man
I am.
sheep hunt?
Why?
I think it's derogatory towards them because they're so badass. I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they say
Why?
Coos is poor man sheep hunt too.
What?
Remember, Dave and Phil were telling us it's poor man sheep hunt.
Just because the environment, desert.
Yeah, I mean, where I killed my buck was, it was
Here's mountains.
It was straight. We glassed rams right there 2 hours before we killed them.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a sheep and it is cheaper, so it does make sense to me, but I think it's more derogatory to the animal because they are such a badass creature.
Yeah, that doesn't bug me at all. I could care less.
Like it seems like an aoudad could be in, Lord of the Rings, like some majestic little thing on running down a mountain. Super
That's
badass.
funny that you picked up that strikes you.
It does, yeah. I don't like derogatory terms towards animals that are badass. It might not be derogatory for a lot of other people, but to me, it's, poor man sheep hunt. It's like, okay, let's just go shoot it. It's like, no, I want to learn about it. I want to study it. I want to respect it.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves something a little higher than, it's just a poor man sheep hunt. You get the same sheep experience, which you do. I understand it is cheaper.
I mean,
so if
they-
you haven't ever sheep hunted, it's what you could do, but
So
They
I don't know,
seem
think
to
of a
be
better
more
term for 'em.
hardy than sheep, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
They seem to be like more
yeah,
hardy
and they can carry pneumonia and do just fine.
and do just fine.
To that regard, do you think this is a good time to talk about like price and why they call it a poor man sheep hunt?
Yes.
you can do it for, what was it, like backpack hunt, probably like 5 to 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking
Some
today
four-
on the
four
way
and a half.
down. I was just Googling Texas aoudad hunts, and they're mostly in that range of like 3,500 to like $6,000, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Backpack ones are going to be cheaper.
Which is not cheap. I wouldn't say that that's like a poor man's sheep hunt, if you will. But
no.
if you compare that to an actual Dall sheep hunt at this stage of the game, you're looking at what, 25,
Or if you just
30K?
or if you just compare it to the cost of applying
Yeah.
in all the states and earning points. And look, there's the time value of money, right? There's not just the dollar of what a dollar costs today. It's also what that dollar costs as far as time value of health, time value of money, time value of all of these things. It's like, man, you could, if you really wanted to, you could stow away $3,500 pretty quick if you're just a little bit careful on maybe you don't apply as much and you only apply in 2 states instead of 5 states. If that's just
Yeah.
what you're after, you know.
Stop by in Starbucks. and-
Stop by in Starbucks for $19 a coffee.
Yeah, it's doable. I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess the term "poor man's" is subjective, right? It's just it depends on where you're at and stage of your life and what you value, what you want to put money into. I was thinking about it today as I was driving around, down here. Do I feel like the value of a aoudad hunt in Texas, like we did, do I feel like it was worth $5,000? Unequivocally, I'd say yes.
Yes.
Hands down.
I've even thought about maybe doing less spring bear hunting and maybe trying to do that an aoudad hunt
That's
like
the point
every
I was
couple
just
years.
making. Yeah,
how to
like-
prioritize
Yeah.
that because it was such a fun adventure. I loved every second of it. From the first one I saw to the last one I saw to carrying out all that silly weight because those things are stupid heavy.
Yeah.
Like loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I think value. I think it's there. It makes total sense to me.
And you can do it in a lot of other off-season time frame too.
That's
which I thought
what's-
was another
And we
intriguing
went.
thing to me.
That's
it
what's
March?
attracting to
No,
me.
we went end of April, which
April.
I would probably not suggest because it was really hot. Like that was probably the latest, like Steven said. Like we were there.
Last time of the year, right?
Yeah, let me see what our dates were again.
They say like February is the best, right?
Yeah. We were there the 17th through the 22nd. We started driving back. So it was late and it was hot. Like we had temperatures in the 90s.
And then we had night times in the 30s.
Yeah, night times were so cold.
Desert's a wild place. So Dude, we were in full blown puffies. I was in puffy pants, puffy jacket, everything in Mexico. It's desert's a wild place.
Yeah, I'd have given my right arm that one night for some puppies.
Yeah.
So that's what's great. That like you can go hunt these and hunt everything else you want. If they're like give and take. But the only thing you have to give and take on is the money side. But like you're not interfering with another season that you're going on. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm a big whitetail hunter and I really want to go elk hunting as well, but I want to bow hunt whitetails and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't think I could like afford to do it every year based on, and I say afford loosely because I'm going to put money into other tags in the fall that are going to be. It's going to cost me a couple $1,000s to put the permits I have planned out for the fall, like elk, mule deer, antelope, whatever it might be. But if I would do that hunt every year, to be honest. It's really fun.
Yeah. The only I saw some comments yesterday that people said it's a blast, but it turns them off that you have to kind of go on private land when you're in Texas because there's not a lot of public. So you have to pretty much hire an outfitter or maybe know someone that has them on private land, but it's not something you really can just go fully do it yourself.
Sure.
Unlike New Mexico, you can.
Sure.
But like the Texas one.
Yeah, in New Mexico you can apply, and that's the great thing about New Mexico as well. I mean, those are free range public land in a lot of cases, aoudad, and the cost to apply is pretty cheap. You have to front the cost of the tag, but it's only $350. Draw odds aren't insane. They're not great, but they're not terrible either. And they also have archery only. So if you're really into bow hunt and aoudad, they have a couple of opportunities that you can apply for archery only hunts in a few different units. If you look through draw odds, the other ones, I mean, they range anywhere from 1% up to maybe 5%, 6%, 7%, and you do get multiple choices when you apply. So there's the opportunity if you like if you're hung up on not hunting private land in Texas and you only want to hunt public in New Mexico, play the game.
Yeah,
I'll apply.
And you can go OTC too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I'm all for people having their own morals, ethics, and what gets their juices going. And if it is public land, all that stuff, I'm, being somebody who has experienced both. Like, dude, these animals are still very wild, like insanely wild.
And we'll get into it.
I don't think it. I mean, it doesn't change the animal behavior. I can tell you that. Might change the hunting pressure, but like the animal behavior doesn't change that at all. In my experiences.
Did you see any fences? To be honest, I'm trying to remember.
That's what I'm saying, man. It is.
I don't think I did. I think that was some of the wildest country I've ever hunted. Yeah, super rugged.
Those mountains were nasty.
Yeah, very nasty.
And it's the lack of water too.
Yeah, no water was tough. Give us a rundown. Like first day.
First day we showed up. Like literally get down there and start driving around, get up into the ranch area. And like just going through all these just like nasty desert roads, just bouncing around. Get up to there's a ranch house randomly on the middle of it. And instantly we parked right there and glassed across like the area we're going to be hiking up to. And those mountains look big. Like that was the thing I instantly realized, like we're here right now. We're going to stay the night at the ranch house. Next morning we're going to hike, drive up and then, park and hike. But like looking at those mountains, like they just look like a human can't climb up some of those. Like they're sheer, vertical. But it's cool though, right away we sit there and we're glassing aoudad from a long ways away. Like that's what's fun. You're seeing a lot of animals.
My favorite parts, and this is goes back to the entire experience of a hunt, right? So we land, we drive. Probably 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive is a long drive.
Where'd you guys fly into?
Midland. Yeah, and then like a 5-hour drive, you're essentially right on the border, and probably another hour and a half out to this ranch house. And this ranch house is just like it's out in the middle of nowhere, right? And we got there kind of early evening and kind of organized some of our gear. Then we went out on the front porch and we just sat there, kind of leaned up against the tailgate of the truck. And we were glassing the mountains, just like looking for sheep. But then you get like the best sunset. And it's 50 degrees, you're in a long sleeve tee, and just like, for me, that was one of my favorite parts. It was just like the ranch house, the setting, the sunsets.
How'd you like all the mice in the ranch house?
Yeah, there's some mice. Yeah,
they're sleeping on the bed and there's just mice crawling around. Like,
yeah, there's a few of those.
Yeah,
it happens.
Little spiders here and there.
Yeah, that didn't bug me. But it's part of the deal.
It's part of the deal. I enjoyed that part.
But I love that part. I love the setting. The ranch house. There was like all these old notebooks in the house that had been kept there for years and years and years. All the notes of the ranch. where they'd seen deer, where they'd seen sheep.
Even just like water projects. They were
Water projects. That was really cool to see.
And it was cool too. That fence in front of the ranch house had like old horseshoes, a bunch of old just metal stuff, just like hung on the fence.
Yeah, a bunch of antiques.
Yeah,
It's very similar to Mexico. That's my favorite part about Mexico
Yep.
too. Is being at the what do they call it down there? The estancia or something like that.
The hacienda.
Yeah, or what? Yeah, something like that. That's my favorite
I don't
part.
know. We need
though.
to get Omar in here. He'd know.
He would know.
Yeah, but that was my favorite. That was one of my favorite parts. And then we stayed that night. Next day, got up.
yeah. Got up, started loading everything in the back of the truck. I think were you guys in the back of the truck the whole
Yeah.
drive up?
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
Ouch.
bouncy.
Yeah,
ouch.
I was in the cab with the camera.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm a camera guy this trip, so I get.
Yeah, I was trying to hold my bow in one hand just to then bang it off something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then like you said, that road was nasty. Like I'm glad we went up there in one trip and not have to like go back down to shuttle gear up there. But yeah, we basically parked there, and what we have like maybe a 1.5 mile hike to camp. It was an interesting hike too because it was fairly steep, but once you start getting up in there, you start realizing, wow, we're going to be closer to the mountains than I thought we were going to be. But then the place we camped is literally the only flat spot, and the only flat spot with not like things that want to try to kill you, like thorns and cactus and all that stuff. And there was a little bit of water there.
I thought we would have water. Like I wasn't planning on going in with a 100-pound pack. And
Like literally, what did we carry? 14 liters each.
yeah, I had 13, I think.
Ew.
Yeah, because at first we thought we had smaller bags, but those big bags were actually 10-liter bags. and
Dude,
we had some
billion-dollar
threes.
idea. Figure out how to make water lighter. Billion-dollar idea.
Rehydrate it.
I don't know what to do, but you figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know he kept handing me, like bladders, like, oh, put that in your backpack, put that in your backpack. And I was like, man, wait, what?
Where's this gonna go?
I
have
gotta carry all
other
this
gear.
uphill.
And I brought my 115 Swaro. Like
course
I'm
you
like, where's this all going with all this?
Yeah, I
course you
remember
did.
thinking that's a mistake.
Yeah. So yeah, we get up to the spot. Like I said, there was a little tiny bit of water, but it was like the grossest looking water you've ever seen. Like you will never want to drink out of it. And there was all these like,
I don't think there was actually any like water that you could have actually got a sip. I
no,
think it was mud.
It was just like a film on top, nasty.
It was algae, yeah, just growth.
Yeah, but the one cool thing about I wanted to just describe your sleep setup you brought on this hunt trail
I was
because
going light.
this is the most. So we're in the desert, all right. So I love floorless shelters.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go is floorless, except in the desert. Because what do we got in the desert? We got random snakes, we got spiders, scorpions, all that stuff. All right. So I elected to take a normal shelter with the floor in it. 2-person shelter. I took a Stone Glacier. I look over what Trail brings. He's literally looks like he's like a scarecrow, like
The Biverack or whatever.
The Bavanarak.
he describes it
Bavanarak.
on the film as a crucifix.
It's what it looks like.
It does. It does.
Because I staked out the 2 arms.
Take the 2 arms.
And the foot box. Yeah, and the head.
Describe your thought process on why you brought that instead of a one man or something else.
Well, I mean, I figured it was going to be hot.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're inside a tent. If you put a rain fly on it, right? You're kind of keeping all that heat, and the sun's
You don't
baking
need to
it
put a
all
rain fly
day.
on. I never put a rain fly on.
I'm like, it's gonna be hot in there. And then the other one, I was just like, I can't be bothered to like set up a tent. I'll just throw out the bivvy and throw the bag in it, and I'll get a little airflow. I'll get phenomenal views of the Milky Way at night. Sleep
With all
my
the
head out.
scorpions.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't scared of scorpions. What are they gonna do?
You ever been stung by a
Just-
scorpion?
No, I haven't. Did you see any scorpions?
I never looked.
I
no.
don't think I did either. But
So,
I,
but-
You're not,
like-
the thing is, you're not going to see them unless you have a black light.
yeah, I didn't see any snakes either.
Were you actually hot though in that setup, or did you just like leave it unzipped? Like I don't know how it works.
I left it open, and you can leave the foot box open. And I also took a quilt. So I just took like a 20-degree quilt because I figured it would be pretty hot. And mostly I was just thinking weight. I'm like, if I'm going backpacking, and I didn't really know how far we were going to go. I didn't know if we'd be, 2 miles or 10 miles.
Yeah,
And
we
so-
could have done both in this
yeah,
ranch.
And,
So
and I thought if I'm packing water, I'd rather pack water than tent weight.
okay. But like when you're sleeping, it's like you're literally it's like you have to go like this with your arms out the whole time when you're sleeping.
No,
that's
it's
what it
just-
looks like.
No,
It literally looks like your arms are like out to the side.
no. I just either tuck them down in like inside my quilt, or I just sleep with my arms out the top.
Top to top, man.
Views of the Milky Way are incredible, man. You get the best views of the stars. You lay there, look up, contemplate your life.
Do you have a star app on your phone? That's a great thing to have.
That would have been pretty cool if I had.
I love that star app.
Yeah. So that was my sleep system, and it worked okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked great.
Great or okay?
Great or okay? There's two
Greater than okay.
All right.
It
There we
worked
go.
awesome. Yeah, I didn't have any issues. Sloan's over there in a 4-season tent.
He really was. He was set up for Everest.
I'm like,
base
that guy's
camp.
gonna
What did
sweat,
he bring?
sweat to death.
Some North Face thing. Like literally looks like he's set for Everest.
Yeah, yellow. Yeah.
He couldn't take his rain fly off, so like literally just
Baked in
baking
there.
at night.
Yeah. No thanks.
I have spent some nights in a tent, like hot weather, early season.
Yeah,
and
it's
I hate
miserable.
it. It's hot.
Yeah, it's
You get
miserable.
no airflow. It's just miserable hot. I don't like being hot.
and stiff. It gets stiff in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't even remember. We got up there, we glassed for sheep the first day. Saw
Yeah,
a bunch of sheep.
we glassed just to the left of camp, and we saw those ewes and those small lambs. They were like a couple hundred yards away.
Yeah.
Looking at those, we saw some up on top, I believe, and then we didn't see anything for a while. We're sitting next to that rock. That rock was really great too. We had a big boulder that actually provided a lot of shade, like right by camp, so we could sit behind it in glass.
That's the one thing I almost wished I'd have brought a tarp
Tarp, yeah,
just to shade it out because there's no shade.
an umbrella,
Maybe.
glass and umbrella.
Yeah, maybe. I just know there was no shade anywhere.
Yeah.
Ever since my desert sheep hunt in New Mexico in 2012 or 13, whenever that was, I have had a tarp in my backpack ever since that day.
Mm-hmm.
It just, they weigh nothing, and man, when you want shade, it's like you got to have it.
Yeah.
You got to have it. So no, I've brought a tarp in my backpack every single trip since that day, no matter what.
The hardest thing to me is right when we get up there and set up camp, like we were carrying, like the trail said, literally 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Like we know for sure, like we didn't weigh it, but like it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're wanting to ration your water, but you're so thirsty
I was thirsty the entire
the
trip.
entire time. So
It's a shitty feeling.
It
too.
is the worst feeling.
it's nice to like supplement, with a lot of like hydration stuff. But like every time you take a sip, you're like, do I want to take a second one? It would feel
The
so
willpower,
good.
when
so
water
good.
hits your lips and you start chugging, the willpower to stop when your
Yeah.
body's just like, in that give me more situation.
I remember
tough.
I remember on the flight home, like thinking back on the trip, and like that was like the recurring thought that I had. Like for 6 days, I was thirsty the entire time. Like
Yeah.
never felt satiated. I just always thirsty.
And that's where I appreciate being a camel and not needing water because my body just naturally had a state of dehydration.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
But so after that, though, we sat around looking for sheep. So we think we saw some up on top of the mountain. Then we went off to
Yeah,
what was the
look at some of
east,
the lower country.
lower country, looking at some of those canyons. And Stephen had told us, like, in October, a lot of these rams come down in the area, like, near our camp. But, like, I think they rut.
They rut twice a year.
Twice a year, yeah.
Yeah, October and then the spring.
Yeah. So, like, they come down, but since it's so hot right now, most of the big rams are probably going to be up on top. But we really wanted to check out everything in the area, cross things off where they're not, find out where they are. So we went off to these canyons, and then Trail and I split. I think we all kind of fanned out. We're glassing a different country.
Mm-hmm.
You were glassing down in the wash. I was glassing, facing north. And then I went over to you at one point and caught Trail napping.
It's the only time I nap. Is
Yeah,
when I'm hunting.
I know, I agree.
My kids were asking me the other day because I was saying to my youngest one, why don't you go take a nap? He's like, I haven't taken a nap. I'm 11. He's like, I haven't taken a nap since I was like, baby. And he's like, why don't you go take a nap? And I was like, man, the only time I ever take a nap is when I'm hunting. That's it. I look forward to those every single year. So once a year.
Is that why you hunt?
Yeah, probably.
Probably the reason why you
Yeah,
hunt?
yeah. Those mid-afternoon mountain naps are the best ever.
The parent memes on social media I've become a big fan of. I saw an unbelievable, like made me laugh, unbelievably funny one. Now as an adult, I can't believe I ever said no to a nap when somebody told me to go take
Yeah.
one. Now looking
know.
back, like I would love for somebody to go tell me to take a nap right now. It'd be great.
My oldest kid, being a senior, he only has like a few classes in the morning every day because he's caught up
Yeah.
with everything else. So he'll come home like 11:30 noon,
nap?
straight to bed, and
Oh,
take
that's great.
like a 2-hour nap before basketball practice.
How
I'm
great does
just
that
like,
sound?
oh, you suck so bad. I wish. I
Can't
wish
believe I
could.
ever,
Yeah.
willingly skipped naps
Yeah.
ever in my life.
I was having one of those naps though when you've been glassing the entire
Oh,
time
yeah.
and your head starts bobbing off the front of your binos.
And you just lay
on
down
your
straight.
That's what I
tripod.
recall.
Yeah, that's where he caught me napping
Yeah.
with my head rested against my binos.
But
I try to fake it, like, oh, I'm still
I'm still
okay.
glassing.
But at that point, though, I was glad I had the camera on me because I actually got to record that. I was talking about it. Oh, I didn't record him actually napping, which again is our first time,
Yeah.
self-filming, so I'm missing that stuff. And then I think we split up again a little bit. You were glassing there, and I moved down a little bit. And this is where, again, I wish we had more experience self-filming, because then you saw something really cool.
Yeah. I was sitting there glassing. It's like sun's starting to get low. I'm like looking down the wash. I'm just like fanning, and I catch just like a glimpse. It was really dark colored going right down the wash. And like my first instinct was javelina. You know, I'm thinking javelina, and I look, and pretty soon I'm like looking. I'm like, no, that's a lion, which I did not expect to see a mountain lion at all. And so I can't even remember. Did I get a hold of you?
I think I came back to you, and you had said you saw a lion.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there's a lion. And Brady, and then Steven's like, oh, we should shoot it.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you want to shoot it? And I was like, no, where's Brady? Get the gun. I can't make that shot. He's like 500 yards.
Yeah.
So that's mind-blowing.
Get the
to me,
right tool for the job.
How nice of a person Trail is. He glasses up a mountain lion.
And doesn't even want the whack at it.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, Brady's got the long gun.
Yeah.
It's also 500 yards.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. Like, just call in the guy.
Yeah, get the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
Not that I'm calling you a tool or
No,
anything.
I appreciate it.
But in that situation,
but in that situation,
Yeah. So but then like that was a chaotic situation, because we did stock down a little bit, because it was going down the wash, and we stocked down a little knob. I set up on the knob, and then like, since I always want things to, you know, be a little bit more controlled, I'm not going to rush a shot, especially a long distance shot. It's such a small target. Like you hear me talk at one point, like the kill zone on a mountain lion,
it's tiny,
tight. Its body size are super small. And
yeah,
these
what
are
would you say?
especially in the desert.
I don't know what,
20 inches?
way less than that.
Less than that?
Like the body size is 10 inch vitals, maybe 8-inch vitals.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you got a little bit of chest there, and these are, you know, Texas lions. Like Steven says in there, like that's a representation of a lion. It's not a giant lion like you shoot in Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, or something like that.
But I mean, shit, how big you expect them to get in the desert?
In the desert, yeah. So like the lion's going in and out of this wash, and I'm keep trying to set up my gun. I can't get a really good solid rear rest. You know, I think I heard Steven say at one point, he's like, "Don't be afraid to miss." Like, I'm like, I'm not going to just shoot it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have got another shot if you had.
No, so I'm like, even if this thing stops at 500, if it goes out and stops at 800,
who cares?
yeah. I'm gonna make a well placed shot on this animal. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till it stops, wait till I'm comfortable, wait till I have the rear rest, dial everything, hand some of my rangefinder to click me ranges, so I could they could call range, I could dial. Finally stopped where I needed to be. I think it was 580 yards, and
Whacked him.
pressed it off, and the line literally got picked up because I was shooting my 300 rum. So
Tool for the job.
yeah, it did the job, fell down. And yeah, then it was just like crazy. It's like I said on the film, I killed 2 spot and stock mountain lions
Which
in
is so
less than
cool.
6 months without
That's
dogs.
awesome.
Like
And
to
when-
do
yeah.
one's pretty crazy, and do a second one, and Trail's nice enough to, you know, pass up that opportunity and let me shoot
Yeah.
at it, but pretty unreal. Here we are
It
in
is
Texas.
unreal.
Never thought I'd see a mountain lion.
The desert is littered with lions, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're what's crazy though is they're so hard to find in the desert, and you guys did. It's awesome.
And like they do have like Carmen Mountain whitetails on this property. So like
Really?
yeah. So these mountain lions are definitely
Eating.
eating a lot of
Yeah.
Carmen Mountain whitetails.
I would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen a lion make a run at an aoudad or a
Yeah.
whitetail. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh,
to
actually,
see.
I just remember this now. There was some javelina down in front of that line at one point before
Yeah,
I shot.
that's right. We did see
So
some
we're
javelina.
wondering if maybe the line, that's why it kind of
Stuck
slowed
with
down
us.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
it was working those
It was
javelina.
working the javelina. But like that's the point I said too. Like I forgot to grab the camera and toss it to Trail. Like, hey, Trail, record this
Yeah.
whole like setup and stuff like that. I'm not sure where the camera was at.
I wondered that.
We blacked out.
I was filming it through my spotting scope.
You gotta get
Mostly
a new,
I was
you gotta get a
calling
new
out
phone.
Mostly I was calling out range to Brady, and I just
Yeah.
kept thinking, all right, Brady, let's do this.
Come on.
Come on now. There he is. There he is. But yeah, made it work when it needed to.
You know, so that was first day, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, and then that was right before dark.
Yep.
We dipped down in the morning, got the lion.
Got glass
then-
for a little bit, went and got the lion.
Yeah, and then I guess the rest of that day we just looked for sheep. Kind of the highlight of day 2 for me was like I ate mountain lion.
How was it?
It was actually really good.
Be honest. How was it?
It was actually really good. So I'm old, yeah, but I killed a lion in Utah, like a big mountain lion, and I'd gone with a houndsman, a guy that I loved and respected, just in 3rd, 4th generation houndsman, right? And we ran this lion, and I'll never forget. Like, I shot this lion, we skinned it out, and I was like, all right, do I take
What do we
meat
do?
here? Yeah,
Yeah.
what do we do here? And he was just like, I'm not eating that. And he's like, I don't eat lion. He's like, well, I don't eat lion. And at the time, like, it's the only lion I'd ever killed. You know, I didn't know anybody. I don't know anybody that ate lion.
Yeah.
Do you? Did
No.
you? Like,
Brady.
right. Up until maybe like what, the last 5 years,
It
maybe
became a thing.
It became a thing. I hear people talking about eating mountain lion.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, I can't even remember what year it was I killed that lion. But yeah, I didn't take any meat. I didn't eat it. I didn't even know that people really ate mountain lion.
It's phenomenal.
But yeah, we ate this lion, and it was actually really good. And I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know, am I going to eat this? And we cooked it over what was that even? We found it was like an old metal grate.
I think it's something with military.
Some
military
sort of
grate thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Leaned it over the fire. We had some seasoning,
Yep.
salt and pepper, and maybe something else. I can't. Oh, do you know what was the best on it? Was Cholula.
Cholula's good on everything.
Bro,
first
I
of
put,
all,
but Cholula on this. I'm genuinely being honest. It was really good.
Yeah. So I made a lot of, again, everyone knows I love burritos. I make a lot of mountain lion burritos at home.
yeah.
So I got, 2 mountain lions at home, make it a lot. Back in the day, I think 2010 was probably the first time I ever had mountain lion. We had this thing I lived in a small town in Montana. One of the bars had what was called like Wild Game Wednesday. This guy was like an outfitter, did a bunch of stuff in Alaska, and all the clients who didn't want to take stuff home, he would, slowly bring it down to the States. So he couldn't pay for anything because it's all wild game meat. But then he'd hope to go there and have drinks. So I had mountain lion stew a bunch. Yeah, everything in the stew kind of tastes good, but like I do remember mountain lion stew was actually really, really good. And having these last 2 mountain lions, like it's a game meat that is really, really tasty.
How long did you guys let it sit for?
What do you mean, like?
You mean overnight?
Yeah, like the meat. How long?
Like that overnight, and then we
were there
glassed
the
for a little
first
bit in the
morning.
morning, and then we went down and recovered it.
Yeah. And then we ate it that night.
Yeah,
That
So
next
it
night.
had broke down a bit.
yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Then once we like cut it all up, I deboned everything. We brought it back, and we were laying it in the shade part of this
Yeah.
rock.
Because green lion meat, I feel like would be fairly different than like green deer meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cooked up, it was kind of color of like pork
Yeah.
or chicken or anything. And I know that like at first I was like, I don't know if I really want to eat this. I mean, we're out here cooking it on this old hunk of metal from some military piece, and I was like, I don't know, but I got to try some, right? So
Yeah.
I had a bite or two, and then I think I ate 3 or 4 pieces.
Yeah, I think
we all ate till we were.
I think we ate the
really
entire
full-
2 back
full
straps.
up. Yeah, it was
Like
really
how
good.
how long do you let deer meat or elk meat sit for before you cook it?
I mean, it depends on the weather, right? What I've got, like if I can hang it and it's cold, like I might hang it for 4 or 5 days and then cut it and freeze it.
Yeah.
But
What's like the fastest you'll eat something?
I've eaten it like day of.
How long though in between?
Half day maybe.
Yeah, that's what I usually try to go
Yeah.
for like 6-8 hours.
Sure.
Let it break down. Let that
Yeah.
enzyme break down
it's
a
not
little
twitching.
bit. Yeah, so you don't get sick. You know. Do you let lions sit longer, or you let it sit like that same kind of?
I just eat things.
Just
I don't know.
you're not worried about green meat at all?
No, why?
It was actually really tender.
Because you can get pretty sick.
I mean, we're cooking it.
I mean, still though.
No, I never worry.
No.
It ate really good. I know that. Like I wouldn't hesitate to eat it again, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, you hear.
You just have to get over the fact that it's a predator and you're eating a predator. I think that's like even Porter here. He gives me a hard time every time I post something on Instagram of me cooking bear meat.
Yeah.
He sends me this like puke emoji. And I bring it into the office. He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna ever eat that." I'm like, "Dude, have you ever tried it? Like, have you ever tried?" He's like, "No." I'm like,
I like
"You
bear
can't
fat.
say
bear
this,
fat.
man. That it's
Cooking in bear fat is amazing.
it's actually really good. Like if I made you a burrito right now of bear meat, mule deer meat, and mountain lion, you would eat all of them and say they're all great.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that potential threat of like trichinosis,
That's the
right?
scary
When
thing.
it comes
That's
with
the scary
bear,
part.
and like I get a little bit weird about eating it in the field in that regard, because you're like, how long is long enough to have it cooked? Like, how done is it? I remember Sloan being like, I don't know if this one's totally done yet, and I'm like, ah, shit. I don't know if I'm
Throw
here
it back
for
on the
that.
grill.
Throw it back on the grill. Yeah, I'll take a little crust on it. But I was trying to remember, was that the same day that I killed that ewe?
Yep, I got the pictures right here. So you said the highlight was eating the mountain lion meat, but I
Right.
wanted to go back and be like, you actually did something pretty effing cool.
I don't know. Eating mountain lion was pretty cool. That was memorable. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot a sheep with my bow.
So proud of you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, we'd seen one nice ram, it was like a 28-inch ram with a bunch of ewes and lambs, and basically these guys could sit and watch from camp. And so I made a loop up around the backside and kind of came in on the diagonal to them. And when I guess you guys had actually seen 3 other big rams come over the top.
Oh,
While
we
you
were
were
looking
making
at
stock.
those all day. Like, oh,
Yeah, I couldn't see them at all. Yeah, and no communication. So like I had no idea that they were right above
Yeah.
me. And I got over there. I couldn't ever find this ram. I did finally eventually see him, and he kind of skirted me and gone the opposite direction. But half the group had split, and they came working in underneath me. And I think there were 4 or 5 ewes and maybe a couple lambs in this little group. And they kind of worked in right underneath me. And at that point, I was like, oh, I would love to kill a big ram. But then I was also, I want to kill a sheep with my bow. And I
Yeah.
didn't know. It worked out. I mean, no spoiler alert, I killed a ram also with Brady's gun. But at that time, I thought, one sheep, I'm just going to take one sheep off of this. And I was like, I'm totally okay with shooting at you
Yeah.
with my bow. But yeah, she worked in underneath me about 45 yards, kind of stopped at a diagonal, kind of downhill, and ranged her. And I drew on her and just executed a great shot.
How far?
45 yards.
Ooh,
I remember you
money zone.
Remember you telling me you got to full draw, and it was just perfect.
Yeah, just sat there. Just one of those arrows that you're like, yep,
Yeah. Right
Perfect.
when it releases.
How far do you go?
maybe 80 yards. That was one of the interesting things is she went, I hit her, and I knew she was dead when I hit her. And she kind of ran down, and she stood on the edge of this like ledge, and then she walked along the edge of the ledge and then just disappeared. And I was like, oh, wow. So then later I got back and talked to these guys, and they're like, oh man, she like tiptoed right along the edge of this ledge, got to the end of it, and just
See you later.
off she went. Yeah, she fell maybe 15 feet, 18 feet off this ledge.
Yeah, because Steven was watching the whole time. I actually know
Yeah.
you killed it. I was away from Steven glassing a different area. And then Steven told me, Trail shot one. I'm like, cool. He's like, I watched the whole thing. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I worked down to her, started processing her, got her all cut up, got all the meat off, and then Sloan decided he was going to hike up. Just a gentleman, real gentleman. He hiked all the way up, and I remember he got up to me, and that guy was just drenched in sweat.
sweat.
Oh man,
That's why he's such a great guy.
because it was a serious climb. Yeah, he got up there and helped me pack her off. But yeah, I got all the meat and the head, and it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. You hiking back with that night and getting to hear your story. And that was the night we had all those javelina back at camp too. There's like 15 javelina at camp.
Yeah,
like
checking out
hanging
my
out, walking
sleep
around.
system.
Checking out the Vanerack.
Were they digging in
Yeah,
camp?
rooting around.
Yeah.
Yeah, rooting around.
Little bastards dig like crazy.
Yeah, they were all around my little bivvy laid out.
They're
Yeah.
probably shocked somebody was in the desert sleeping like that.
Yeah. But the cool thing is though, like Trail said, that night we actually put a couple big rams, tentatively to bed
Yeah.
up on top.
At that point, we'd finally seen some big rams, and we kind of had an idea on where
What's
they were
big?
hanging. Like 30.
30
Yeah.
in mass.
Yeah.
And we like Trail says earlier, we kept seeing 26, 28 rams. And like, we were both like, those are like great rams until you finally see that next level ram. Then you're like, then once you see that first one, you're like, oh wow, those other rams we saw were actually
Like-
totally not shooters
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're still great rams, but like these other rams are,
That's the class you're after.
yeah, like the body, the chaps, like they were just majestic sitting up on that
It's like
ridge
seeing
line.
any big animal. When you see it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's big.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, so we put those rams to bed, and then we woke up the next morning, and that was a big coffee day. We had a lot of coffee that morning, just sitting around, again, glassing on our rock, looking up there. I believe we saw a couple of those rams still in the morning. And like, that's one of those things too, where it's like, I wish we just would have went right up there
Yeah.
to get go, because I assumes to me that, more animals are going to be up higher in the mountain that time of year because it's cooler. Things stand in that wind area. All these ewes and small rams are kind of down low. But then we grabbed a bunch of our stuff, and again, all of our water. I just looked it up earlier. That 14 liters of water we carried, that's 31 pounds of water.
Yeah. $1 billion idea. Make
Yikes.
water lighter.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how much water we actually had then at this point because we were rationing still, but we got to grab all of our water, all of our backpack gear.
Yeah, I
Used to-
didn't have a ton of water at that point anyway.
No.
It comes very clear through film that you guys were out of water.
I remember thinking getting to the top of that because we had maybe another 1,500 foot in elevation to gain.
Yeah.
And I remember getting to the top of that and thinking like, this is gonna be a long ass 2 days.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have much water. I am thirsty.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing, though, we decided to go up there, but we decided to leave all our shelters and stuff down below.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, we're just going to go up, try to kill one, and come back down. Make it a day trip. Hindsight, later on, we should have taken all of our gear up there.
I definitely should have taken my quilt.
Should have taken some down jackets up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we hiked all the way up. We we ran into a group of rams and some small ewes on the way up. Got to a little saddle. And once you got up on top and looked at that country, looks totally different. It's
So much country off
there's
the backside.
There's endless terrain, and then you actually start to get some like trees and stuff up there, which is kind of cool. We actually saw,
Yeah, had some shade.
we actually had some shade. We sat around. Sloan was again eating his little can of sardines on top of the
Yeah,
mountain.
can of spam at one point. I
Can
know
of
that.
spam at one point.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a legend. And then we actually saw our first Carmen Mountain whitetail, and it actually had antlers still.
Yeah,
That's cool.
good buck.
Really good buck.
I didn't even know that thing existed. I'd never heard of a Carmen Mountain whitetail until
Basically,
that
exact
moment.
same
Until-
size as a coos, similar
until-
antler size.
Until Steven started telling me, "Oh, this is a different thing." I was
Yeah.
like, "Really?" I had no idea. Never heard of it. You ever heard of that?
I mean, I've never seen them though.
Yeah.
I've heard of them. They're more towards like Chihuahua and Texas.
Yeah, I'd never heard of one. But that was pretty cool to see him.
Yeah, so
We just kept ridge hopping at
Ridge
that point,
hopping.
mid afternoon.
we kind of were. I think Steven was telling us like, okay, be ready because anytime it could happen. Because we were coming up to the area where those rams were, hoping they might be bedded right there. Of course, you get up there and
Yeah,
You don't
and
see
that's
many.
that's kind of where the name of the series came from, was Ramtown, because we kept looking over the top of that ridge, being like, "That's Ramtown."
yeah, that's
Yeah,
got to be where all the rams are.
Next ridge over,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
We did see that small band of rams.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of in those trees a little bit, and we set up in what was kind of shade and glassed them for a little while, but they weren't anything we wanted to shoot.
Yeah, then we popped over to that next ridge, and we were sitting there, and we look over, and there's how many? 6 rams?
Ramtown.
Ramtown. We're in Ramtown, across this big canyon, real rough, nasty, big ass canyon, and we started seeing sheep. I think originally we saw 2. It was probably one of the one that I killed eventually, but then we saw that one that you missed.
We did, huh?
What about you slip that in there?
So yeah, I can't
Love how you
can't
slip it
wait
in there.
for the internet to jump all over me about this one. But so the situation was we separated from you guys. You
Yeah.
guys stayed right there. We went way off to the left, glassing another canyon. You guys spotted stuff, so we came all the way back and we had to come around this big opening. And right when we get back there, you guys is like the rams were kind of docile, just kind of like hanging out, like they were killable right from where you were glassing from. By the time we got over there and set up, you're like, "There's the ram." Oh, the rams are gonna get over the ridge. I looked at the footage after the fact. I think I had like a minute and a half to find the rams with my binos, to be able to set my gun down, pull my bipod out, get everything set up, range it, and take a shot. And then after the fact, so I get set up, ram's walking, ram stops, I take a shot, and I instantly thought I crunched him because I heard it, but it was literally like 14 inches, I think,
In front of it.
14 inches to the right, or 14 inches right or to the left.
Right.
Yeah. And the ram goes over the hill. I am just
Brady is
pissed.
pissed.
I can imagine.
I am so
You ever
mad at
seen Brady
myself.
really pissed?
Not that pissed, because I can imagine how pissed he was in that moment.
Brady was pretty pissed.
So Trail asked me instantly, I don't know if this shows in the film, but he's like, "I'm going to film you right now." I'm like, "Trail, you do not pick up that fucking camera right now. I am not in the mood to talk. I just want to be by myself for a little bit. Just let me sit here and
I want
gather
to be
my
by
thoughts."
myself.
So I literally finally, I was sitting there. I grabbed my Kestrel, I was grabbing some wind then, and it like the thing that pissed me off is like, yeah, sure, you could say like I should be better at being able to take a rush shot, which I should have, but in the moment it was just like I didn't pay attention to the wind as much as I should. I knew I had wind at me. I wasn't referencing the wind at the animal because it was so quick. Normally, if I was laying down, I could get all that stuff together. I could even ignore the Kestrel, but look at that wind out there.
Yeah.
So after I grabbed the Kestrel, I realized, okay, there was a lot more wind, and I should have taken that into account because I could feel the wind on my face. But if I had dialed the correct wind, that's exactly how much I missed by.
Yeah.
So that's why I was really pissed, because like I know better. I literally know better.
Well, there's that, and then that was also like our last full day of hunting.
That was the last full day, so now
yeah,
I'm pissed.
we would have had the next morning, and then that afternoon we're leaving.
Yeah.
So and that's like the first band of like big
Yeah.
rams
Big
we'd
rams.
seen. Yeah, and that was a big ram.
That was a big ram. And so, yeah, I missed. And then Trail finally grabs the camera. I walk through all this stuff, and I'm just down on life. Just down. And I don't think it was very long after that where I looked down the mountain. I'm like, dude, I got a ram. And then Steven pulls up his binos like, "That's our big ram. We got to go." And we just grab the rifle again. Like, we're going to go off on a stalk. I'm like, okay, so the lowest of the low.
Now you're back.
And now I
We're
see a ram.
We're back, baby.
And this ram is actually bigger than the other ram. The other ram was big.
Hey,
This one's
shit
even
happens
bigger.
for a reason, man.
I don't know how. I don't know why, but it's like
Brady's headed off. I'm like, hey, don't miss.
Yeah, so I go make a stock down on this ram, get set up, and then this ram's kind of working on some rock cliffs and ledges, and I'm laying in this grass. The grass is so tall, so I'm like grabbing on the grass and moving on the grass, trying to get set up again. I'm just trying to get really comfortable. Like, now this is my redemption time. But then I remembered exactly what I experienced before with the wind, and the wind's still the same. So I'm like, oh, I got this now. I got this wind figured out. I know the wind at me. I can see what the wind's doing out there again, like I should have done the first time. So I'm like, I know the exact wind dial. If this ram stops and gives me a shot, he's dead. And the hardest part, the ram stopped. And I think you might have said before, like, the ram looks like Gandalf, like a big long beard, just like moving around. So like the ram actually stopped, and I could see his chaps moving. It was like the coolest thing. I'm behind my gun. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I knew you like Lord of the Rings too. So I want to throw that in. Yeah. I'm like, oh, Brady, you'll love this.
Yeah. And so then I'm getting ready to touch the shot off, and the horns are so massive that he turns. I'm like, I can't shoot. I'm going to hit his horn. It's like, I'm going to hit his horn.
Yeah, right.
Finally, it turns away, and he's kind of cording towards me. So I'm like, I'm just going to shoot him right in the front shoulder, and poke it through everything.
Yeah.
It's a big gun. I can just push it through. Touch it off. Ram goes like 70 yards. I'm like, oh, I can hear it. I was able to watch the impact because I dug all my bipod, my rear rest in really well, so I was able to track the impact. Ram goes like 70 or 80 yards and kind of stops a little bit, and then kind of like, I can't remember if it bedded or fell down, but it laid there for so long. I was looking at my bind. I was looking through the scope. I'm like, I haven't seen the horns move. Like, he's got to be dead, like completely dead. But I didn't know for sure because I could only see a little bit of his horn laying there. I walk up to Trail. Nicest guy ever. Love Trail.
This is my favorite part of the video. I love this part.
Trail instantly says, oh, it looks like it might have been a little low.
Little low, huh?
A little low, huh?
And I'm just like, dude, I killed him. He's like, a little low.
This is my favorite.
Just gives me the hardest time ever. I'm just like, I stand there with my face. It's like, I didn't even know what to say.
It's the most like organic, pure look into the relationship between all of us. I love that part of the film.
Yeah.
I know how much pride Brady takes in like,
the shooting.
In the shooting. And so if you're gonna give Brady a hard time, you just gotta take a little dig.
Yeah.
Little low. Looks like you got him, but a little low, Brady.
I just want to say, like, Trail, you were way up at a different angle. I actually tried punching it through the front shoulder.
That's what's so funny about it.
And it makes it really funny.
To justify,
he knows how to dig it in there a little bit. And instead of like celebrating right away, that's the first thing he says is like, looks a little low.
Yeah, we had a good chuckle after though.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. But that was cool. It was fun to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, especially like I said, highest to high to lowest to low. And I don't know if like that commotion kicked up that other ram.
Might have been. He came out of a different canyon.
Yeah,
kind of a little slot canyon. He was all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Was he by himself or you have another one with him?
Nope, he's by himself.
Yeah, by himself. One thing, anytime you're hunting, like I feel like you have like those moments on a hunt that get like burned into your mind. And I remember Brady's ram that he killed. He's kind of standing and he's looking kind of at me, like quartering to me. And I'm watching him through the spotting scope, waiting for the gun to go off, waiting, for the report of the rifle. Yeah. And I remember like the wind blowing through his chaps and his beard, and he's standing there just like with his horns kind of looking. It was awesome.
That's why they're so cool. They're cooler than a desert bighorn, man.
Yeah, it was cool looking.
Straight fact.
Very cool.
Straight fact.
Yeah. We were sitting there kind of celebrating, and then we looked across and here's two more. And I think they were probably part of that same original group. Mm-hmm. And again, like knowing, we only had that evening. We were like, oh, let's go try to kill another one.
That's what's wild to me watching this film is like, you guys literally did find Ramtown because it in the film it like went 0 to 60 real quick.
Yeah, we got into them.
Yeah,
0 to 100 real quick.
I don't know how many total rams were in that canyon. Probably
so many.
11, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like in the film that they just kept like you'd look a different direction and there was.
Yeah. Remember those rams we saw way off in the distance too? That one that was bedded on that boulder.
On the horizon, yeah.
And that's the one we maybe thought we were going to go after. And when you started measuring it in the rangefinder too, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like
that one's a ways away.
Mile and a half or something.
Yeah, but luckily, after we're celebrating, you said we turned up those other rams.
Yes, we took off. Just made a run at them.
Turned to me and asked if you could borrow the long gun. And I was like, oh, this is my dream
here
come
we go.
true. A trail using my rifle.
I was feeling like Quigley down under. It's like I'm going to reach out and touch one finally.
Let's do this.
Yeah, so we made a badass stock.
Yeah, we bombed over there.
Stock.
Yeah, we had a little bit of topography between me and him. And we were able to drop down this little canyon and then side hill it around, staying out of sight, popped up onto this perfect little saddle. It was like a little flat spot. Looked across, and I think he was 340 yards, I want to say.
Money zone.
Yeah, and he was just kind of working, side hilling it up, and then he turned and started working up the hill, and Brady was kind enough to just take care of me. You know,
It was,
he
like
got-
it was like my little son. I was like ranged it for him.
Did you feel like you were
I
taking care
adjusted,
of a
made sure
kid?
the gun was level, dialed the turret. The wind was already dialed again from last shot, and I just confirmed it and dialed his windage.
So awesome.
Yeah, and then the thing I remember about the whole shot was Brady was like, "Why don't you take a dry fire real quick? Just put it on him. I'm not gonna load one. Take a dry fire." And I was like, "Just let's just do this.
Let's just
Let's just let's just shoot this sheep." And
Let's
he's like,
jump
"No,
right
no,
in."
take a dry run on it." So I think I did
Yeah,
because he made me.
yeah, I did. I told him
literally
to.
like
he
a
made,
son.
literally made
He's
me.
like, "You're gonna dry fire this because like, you've never felt my trigger before,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's my trigger's very light."
pretty smart, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like, I've shot 8 billion rabbits. I can definitely make this shot. And yeah, we got one loaded hot, and I just put it right on his shoulder and dumped him, crunched him.
Yep. You even said in the film too. You're like, "What'd I do? Oh yeah, press the trigger.
I pressed the trigger.
Press the
Yeah,
trigger." I was proud.
remember.
I was proud of you for that.
Turns out those 8,000 rabbits you shot paid off.
Turns out I just jerked the shit out of it, and he died.
The coolest thing to
Spray
me
and
though,
pray, man.
Yeah,
cool, I wish I brought my spotter over there to set up digiscope
yeah, it was fast.
fast, but I set the camera down to try to like get it, have trail behind the rifle when he touches the shot off. But I just want to give props to Trail. He made the absolute perfect shot on that ram.
There we go, bud.
You couldn't have
There
placed
we
that
go.
bullet
I feel warm and fuzzy inside.
any more perfect. For never using my rifle before, he's never shot in his life, to doing a little dry fire beforehand, to then taking it in a really cool area and watching that ram just hit it, fell off that little cliff and was like wedged in that little like tight little rock
I think
thing.
that's the only animal I've killed with a rifle in a while, in a long time.
We got to change that.
Mountain goat
Keep
is
it
the
going.
only one I can think of.
That one. Yeah, I did kill
It's
that
the only
one.
one
with
I can think of.
Yeah, I remember that. Before that, I can't remember. I remember killing a mule deer in Colorado, but that's been 8-9 years ago, maybe. It's been a while
Look at you.
since I shot something with a
Look at
rifle.
you. Just kill mode.
Yeah, just smoked it. I was like, I'm from Paiute County. I can shoot shit with a rifle.
Here we go.
Yeah, it was fun, man. And then it got dark on us, and that was rough. Rough country.
Let's describe this night here. Okay, so now we're back.
So yeah, some people might ask, like, why didn't you go to him that night, right?
Yeah.
It was a better judgment from the Steven. He's like, I don't think it's a good idea to try to navigate this and then take care of the animal in the dark.
We had 2 to take care of.
Two to take care of, and walking up to mine the next morning, he was essentially dead on this like little ledge on like super cliffy stuff. It would have been pretty gnarly in the dark. And I don't know that we'd actually found it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had a hard time finding it in the light the next day. So we decided to wait that night. And we decided to stay up there that night. Didn't go back to the tents. And it was it was awful.
Horrible night's sleep.
Got
Like,
cold.
literally-
It was cold.
We're on this ridge line. We have a little bit of relief with some rocks and boulders and stuff, but we're all just like digging out like mule deer beds on the top.
It's awesome.
So I look over at everyone. I'm walking around trying to film it. Like I literally took my game bags out, laid my game bags on the ground as like, sleeping bag in a sense. I used my down. I think I had maybe one down thing. No, I didn't have any down.
No, you just climbed in your.
I climbed in my
pulled
Stone Glacier
Pulled
bag.
everything out of his backpack and climbed inside that.
Because
Put
it got-
his-
it
put
got
his legs
Smart,
in it.
honestly.
So I was trying to get a little relief because at first I got some sleep, but then the wind picked up.
Yeah.
And once that wind picked up, like you'll see in the film, like Trill and I talk, like we might have got 2 hours of sleep the entire night. It was so freaking
Was it
cold.
hot that day before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that's-
hot, but I'll bet it was in the 30s.
Isn't it weird how the desert does that? It's like the hotter days are the colder
Yeah.
nights.
And it wasn't just the cold, it was 40 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour
No.
winds all night
Gross.
long.
Yeah. So that was the hard part. And then your sleeping thing was funny because you had giant cactus like right next to you. I was like, don't roll over and hit that
Yeah.
tonight.
I didn't sleep. I think I slept maybe an hour that night.
It was just, we were just shivering. Every time you try to get to sleep, you start shivering again.
Yeah, mostly we just tried to tend a fire that we
Yeah.
kind of built up on. There's like this big rock pad, and just tried to keep the fire going just to stay a little bit warm.
And then
But
we
it was
woke up really
cold.
early in the morning and basically just stood there around the fire in the dark and waited for the sun to come up. And we're just like, come on, son, get
Yeah,
over
please.
that mountain. Warm us up, please.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
It's amazing.
And the next day was amazing. Perfect weather. Yeah, wind died.
it would have been the best hunting.
It was amazing. Amazing weather that day.
Of course.
It was awesome.
Of course, that's the way it goes.
Except I got some funny here to talk about. So we've been talking about rationing water the entire time. Like that night, not having a lot of water. We're still rationing it. I think we each had like maybe half a liter left. And now we have to go recover animals, cut them up, pack them all out, and get down to camp. And then from camp, get down to truck on no water.
It's a long ways.
So I'm dropping down Navy and go pick up my ram. Like, Ramtown's got to have some water. These things got to drink. Luckily, there was a bunch of canyons down below that I had crossed through. Tons of water.
Was it good water?
I don't know. I filtered it twice.
Well, I mean, good enough water you could treat it.
Oh, yeah.
They drank it.
I filtered it twice, did drops as well. And, I drank a lot of water.
Did they bring any water for you?
I think they did bring
Just
some.
but we didn't bring a lot.
Not a lot.
That's what I felt bad for. I'm like, I already drank like 2 liters down there.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. I was thirsty the whole
Just
time.
enough to like
I
tease
told
you
you,
with
Yeah,
some
and
more
then,
water.
and then we got back to the top. We met up. We divided and conquered. Steve went with Brady, and Sloan went with me, and we divided and got those 2 sheep taken care of. And then we packed up and kind of met together. And those guys are like, "Man, there's a great big pond down there." Brady's like, "I'm waterlogged. I drink till I'm sick." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome."
And you got just straight butthole lips,
Yeah,
dry as can be.
yeah. I'm like, high five, Brady.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
I think I even told him too. I was like, you should have shot your sheep in a better area.
Yeah, he did say that.
Perfect.
I think he brought me like half a liter, but I think
Better than nothing.
But I think that they were thinking, because I mean they're packing sheep and gear. I'm sure they're not like,
It's
"Oh, I
the
don't want to
thought
pack."
that counts.
Yeah, they're like, "I don't want to pack an extra 2 or 3 liters of water."
And it was a
Thought that
hot
counts.
pack out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was hot.
Even to get up to the ridge to meet you guys, it was pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like those sheep weigh a ton. And I was, of course, like you guys had joked about in Alaska, I was packing a lot of hide. I'm doing a half body mount on that thing.
Yeah, I didn't.
The
Pack,
horns are huge. The head's huge. They got a lot of weight to them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do Cape. They make a sick, super cool Euro.
They do make a badass Euro.
Super cool Euro.
And
I
you
got.
don't get the shaps and you don't get the beard.
I know, but I got a big ram, and then I got 2 U's. Makes like this nice little triangle. It looks pretty sick.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Brady did you're doing full tilt, right? Full mount.
Yeah, half body. I'm going to do it kind of bedded on a rock, so the leg's going to hang over a rock outcropping, so you'll be able to see the
Just
chaps
shaft
hanging
right
down.
there, yeah.
Because when I was like at this animal, like my animal has a giant scar across the side,
That's cool.
like huge scar.
I think that's from them rubbing their horns.
One of
you
their
think?
horns, yeah. So I was like, I really wanted that side to show through. And my taxidermist, when he was actually doing all the work, he's like, yeah, dude, they had a hard time with the tannery because that stuff was just calloused over, like just hard leather. And I was like, that's cool. I want to show that off. And like, they're a cool ram. Like Steven said, ram's 13 years old.
Yeah, they were both of them broomed off.
Yeah, broomed off, 13 years old. Mine was 30 and a quarter long,
awesome.
like just a cranker to carry his mass all the way through. It's like, dude, this is such a cool animal. I got to do a half body.
That's the Brady special, man.
It's art.
Got to mount them.
Got to mount them.
It's art.
Everything
man.
but the moose.
Yeah.
It's a giant
That was-
moose,
the
dude.
moose are heavy.
But yeah, it was cool. And then fun pack. I mean, pack out was pretty mellow.
Downhill the whole way.
Downhill the whole way. Which
It was,
nice,
yeah, it
all
was
the way
really
to the
nice.
truck actually.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then the best thing ever is when we finally got all the gear and everything packed out.
Dude, how heavy do you think our packs were going out? Once we got to base
I don't
camp,
know.
then we had to load your ute
Sounds
as
like a
well.
lot.
My mountain lion.
It sounds like a ton.
150.
But we didn't have any water though, so that was nice.
Yeah, no water going
No
out,
water
but it was
going out.
heavy. I just know cold Coke when we got back to the truck was
Fantastic.
best ever.
I think I recall I even had a Coke, which goes against everything in my life that I
I
believe
mean,
in.
there's times you got to.
We had the
You have
Yeti
to do
cooler in the truck with cold Cokes
Yeah.
and cold water. Man, that cold Coke hit. I think I drank
Slapped.
like 5 of them.
It slapped.
I drank a 6-pack just cold Cokes.
I love it.
It was tasty. That was a super fun trip, and I don't know. As I'm talking about it, how do I go back?
Yeah.
I want to go back. What I really want to do is I want to go back, and I would love to just have 10 days and just bow hunt, like head straight into Ramtown,
Straight to
Yeah,
Ramtown.
and just bow.
and just bow hunt. I think it would be so fun, and I think they're real.
How would you do 10 days with the water though?
I mean, he had water where he was at.
Oh, that's
so if-
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
right.
I,
That's the hard part because you could probably figure out a way to drop down in there maybe at night or maybe hope the rams are up in the other canyon and then sneak down in there,
Get the water.
snag some water, come back out really quick
Yeah.
and hope you can do it all. But also,
yeah.
go for it.
I was just gonna say that country's. I think it's super conducive to bow hunting.
There used to be time and
Just
broken.
time.
You need to be in
Cliffy.
Ramtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cliffy, broken, rocky. I mean, stuff to kind of tuck and hide behind,
Yeah.
topography to use.
Give yourself enough days and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
enough day. It would take days, but
Yeah.
you could totally do it.
I was also going to say, like, the cool thing was that, like I said, this hunt was put on through Born Primitive.
Yeah.
So, like, we were testing out the gear the entire
How'd it
time.
do?
I love the pants. The pants
Really?
are actually finally built for a tall, 33 waist,
A giraffe.
38 inseam
Giraffe.
giraffe. You said, call me a giraffe?
Well, are they built for a small, chubby black bear is the same
Yeah.
time. If you're the giraffe, I'm the black bear. So like, can they fit both of us?
Yeah.
I'm weird about the way pants fit, you know, and I like the way they fit a lot. They actually fit pretty similar, I would say, to your kebab jaws that you like.
Ooh, I love those.
They fit pretty good.
And so I love the length of them. Love just the fit on me because, you know, I'm tall, long-legged guy, giraffe, I guess. But
Not you guess. Yes.
I also really grew to love that little cell phone pocket on the side. At first I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of
First I
interesting.
hated it, and then I was
makes
like, oh,
digiscoping real easy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
my phone was always handy and it's always right there.
yeah, but it is a nice pair of pants, and they've got reinforced seat knees. I really like their Tundra Light jacket, which was nice on that hunt. I was glad I had it that night. I know that. But yeah, their gear was actually really awesome, and I love the way the pants fit.
Anything like stand out different from
Yeah, I
some
mean, like
of the other big brands?
the fit's one, the pocket configuration's another. I mean, you've got kind of front-facing cargo pockets, which is handy, and then Brady already talked about the cell phone pocket. It's nice too. You got back pockets on both of them, which I like, and then
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Show it for the people watching on YouTube. Yeah, cell phone pocket on the left.
Yeah.
And then you have a cargo pocket,
Here.
zip pocket.
Yeah, hand
well.
pockets.
It's a great color. I like the
Yeah,
color.
good color. They also do them in brown and gray and black.
Reinforced knees, reinforced backside.
Yep. And they make them in two different weights. So you've got the light, the Frontier Light, and then the Frontier Regular, which is like kind of a midweight, I would say mid-season heavy duty pant to late season. I think these are perfect for bow hunting. Like breathe really well. I like them a lot, actually.
I really like their logo. Their logo looks sick.
Yeah.
One thing I appreciate too is like everything in Texas wants to kill you.
Yeah.
And they held up really well to all the thorns, all the
Yeah, it
nastiness,
actually,
all the rocks.
those pants look in very good shape for a 6-day desert
Yeah.
hunt.
You've got some snags like where the cat claw reach out and grab you.
Cat claw,
Yeah.
that'll get you.
But we were hiking through some pretty nasty stuff.
And we pretty much lived in the sun shirt.
Yeah,
all
sun
day
shirt
too.
was nice too. Articulated knees, which is nice. Overall, just like a nice pair of pants, and I think it's cool to see some different companies. I mean, Born Primitive, they've got their kind of the CrossFit stuff, all the workout gear,
Very successful business.
super
business in
successful.
that.
Yeah, it's fun to see a company like that kind of dive into the outdoor space and hunting space and do
Support hunting.
support hunting and do products. And I mean, I think it's always fun to see new companies dive into hunting apparel, and
I agree.
I really like the way they fit. That's probably like for me, like the take home. It just fits really well, and I like the weight of them.
What's that jacket you're wearing right there?
I can't remember the name of it. It's just a zip hoodie.
That's a great looking piece.
Yeah, they have like mid layers. I mean, they're really starting to build out like full systems, so they've got everything that you would need. But yeah, I would say definitely if you're looking for a new pair of hunting pants, new jackets, new like mid layer tops, I would give Born Primitive a look. They did really well.
It's awesome.
And a fun hunt.
You knew they were going to come out with something good just because they are so successful as a clothing business beforehand. You know,
Yep.
you knew they were going to do something the right way,
Yep. Anyway,
and they're a great business too. What's the guy's name? Bear.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a stud.
yeah,
Guy's a stud.
yeah. Those guys are a good visit. And they'll be at the expo. So if you get this, drop by and say, hey,
Yeah.
check out their gear. Anything else you want to say about Aoudad Hunt? Ramtown?
Ramtown. Definitely everyone check out, episode 1, episode 2. It'll be live when this podcast goes out. That's just Ramtown, USA. Hope people get excited, about hunting new things.
Yeah.
So
There's
I
a
think
lot
it's
of
just-
opportunities out there.
And
There's a lot.
it's fun going on these like new adventure type hunts because you can learn some things that you can take on your other hunts. Good time of year to go hunting. Nothing else is going on. You can kind of escape the North Country if you live up near Canada. Most of these states like Midwest or whatever, or East Coast where it's dumping snow everywhere.
Come get some sunlight.
Come get some sun.
It's good for you. Vitamin D.
Come on some animals that you never really thought of before. But once you go down there, you're like, wow, these things are really cool, and it's it's worth saving the money for to go do a cool hunt. I think always. I always rather chase adventure than sit at home.
It's been one of the more favorite hunts I've had. Just new environment, new species,
It's awesome.
incredible
And
sunsets.
you're seeing a lot of animals too, which is really cool.
Yeah,
It's
target
very
rich.
fun.
Target rich. That's
Yeah.
the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Great way to test out optics. Great way to test out other gear. Test out your body, of course, on water rationing. That's why I think going early in the year would be a little bit better. That's why I think people do it in the winter more, or in
Yeah.
the fall. It's a really good time, but then you have to kind of work around some other hunts if you got other things going on. But
Yep.
Sloan, what a guy.
Yeah,
Love,
shout out
love,
Sloan.
love hanging out with Sloan. He's such a fun dude. Always upbeat.
I've always
just excited.
enjoyed hanging out with him the few times I have.
And I'm glad we finally got to
Great
do a hunt together. Hang like that's when you really learn about people is in hunt camp.
Absolutely.
Learn everything about him. He's just a
Yeah, and I
great
don't know.
great human.
I guess we wrap up. I don't know if Stephen West wants us to shout out his business, like his
Yeah.
outfitting business,
So
or
funny,
not.
too.
But okay,
Give it to him,
yeah. Look up Stephen West.
Stephen West.
Yeah, on Instagram. He does whitetail hunts. He also does aoudad hunts that we went with.
Yep.
I don't know his handle. I should probably give it out. I don't know the best way to reach Stephen. But
I think it's like Stephen __ West.
West.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He does a lot of stuff in Mexico too.
yeah. Solid guy. And a
Yeah.
fun
He's
hunt.
he's a stud. Like he knows aoudad. He knows deer. He's very fun to hunt with.
Yeah, I know that him looking at those rams, he's like, oh, that one's 30. Like the two that we shot, those
Yeah.
are like right at 30, 31. You know, oh, that one's probably 32. That one's, I mean, he could tell by to the inch.
And one thing
It's
I
a
really
lot of
love,
experience to
Yeah.
be able to do that.
one thing I really loved about Stephen too is just how passionate he was about that ranch. Like it made me,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can tell it means a lot to
Yeah, a
him.
lot to him.
And he loves the fact that, it's such a unique place in Texas that he knows he has something special there. And he likes taking care of it and likes having people come in to experience that, what makes him love it. And he likes to share it with people.
He's a real one. Is that what the kids say?
A real one?
A real one.
I think
one?
so, yeah. Yeah.
Stephen's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's
You know-
wrap.
Brady's still on his heater.
What?
He's still on his heater.
What here?
Just killed a mule deer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
One that we've been after, never laid eyes on.
Really?
Yeah.
So the craziness of my life, I guess, is continuing in the hunting.
You'd been after that?
I mean, trying.
Gotcha. I saw a picture of it. It's
Yeah.
kind of a freak.
It's
Oh,
wild.
it's a freak. Brady's still on his heater.
There you go.
Just wild. Yeah. 17 points on one side, 4 or 5 drop tines.
Pretty cool. Just wanted to
Pretty-
throw that out there. He's still on his heater, so we need to keep it going.
Well, when I saw the picture, it was like one of the first questions I asked you. Do you remember? I was like, "That deer have nuts?"
Oh, yeah, you did ask that.
Didn't- none.
Little fleshy patch.
Really?
No,
No.
nuts. Zero.
Fleshy bag.
Not even like, sometimes they get the BBs in there,
Yeah,
like the rocks.
yep.
Not even that. Just a
Nothing.
flesh patch. Yeah. We got
That's
documents
gonna
of
be the
it.
title of this episode: Flesh Patch.
We got documents of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I just want to throw that out there. Brady's still on his heater.
Well,
so
what
we
I
gotta
think,
keep it going.
what I think was wild before we wrap up is like you guys were literally saying we need the power of mule deer Jesus to pull through.
Yeah.
And so you guys, can you send up a prayer? And I was like,
And he
I
like,
even mentioned Cody.
jokingly-
I was like, I hate the name mule deer Jesus that Cody
and
has
he
given
like
me.
jokingly like kind of did something.
I
in
did a
front of
little
us.
prayer, and it's like,
You did?
yeah,
I
do a
mean,
pr-
it was. I can't speak for him if it was like from the heart, but he just kind of like acted out a little thing for us.
I said a little something myself.
Kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
Dude, we go out there midday, first group of deer we run into, there's a cactus buck.
And somehow it happened. And after never seeing that deer in the hoof, no one has. And then just, I don't know what it is. Do not know.
Little sucker was riding the fence line, disappeared on us for a while. It was one we wanted to kill because he's just a badass deer.
Mm-hmm.
And disappeared. And then he checked trail cameras when we got back there in February. He had hit a couple times, but like not anything crazy and not daylighted. And then, yeah. it's
Lo
like,
and behold.
that was it's always fun to go after one animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and we got the high rack experience for the hunt. Giveaway winners. Brady got his first high rack experience. And then lo and behold, there he is.
Is that like if you bring him, they will come?
I don't know. It was just funny. It was crazy how it
I
all worked
know.
out. But I just
I
wanted
ad-libbed it.
I wanted to put it out there. Brady's still on his heater.
Still burning
That's
hot.
insane.
Don't leave the table. Still on the heater.
I'm waiting for the wheels to fall off.
That would be something Trail would say.
My sole job is just to keep Brady humble, right?
Hey, there we go.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks, guys.
See ya.